Hey, Milwaukee, what it do? What it do? 414, stand up. Foundational Black Americans, stand up. It's Outlaw Radio, man. And I am the world-class smartass, a.k.a. the Negro Whisperer, here to do what I does on Monday evenings, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time is usually when we start. We were late tonight just because my ego is getting bigger. I'm feeling myself a little bit. I'm like, when I go on, I go on. They'll feel me when I get there. It feels good to be confident and love yourself, and I hope y'all feeling the same way. Share the show, share the show, share the show. Number attached to the show, 262-202-5131. I am the Outlaw Kevin Barnes, but I'm not alone. Got my co-host with me, Mr. Cartel. What it do, bruh?
Peace, family. How y'all doing? Welcome to Outlaw Radio, where we talk that talk and we definitely walk that walk. Raising vibrations and elevating thought. Y'all better come on in. I'm trying to tell you I am the black woman lover, the black man's brother, the culture teacher, the hood healer, the ghetto witch doctor. Hey, brother! There goes Seymour's man! Come on in.
Yes, sir. And we got the. I don't even know how you describe this brother. He's a little bit of everything with some sauce on it. My brother, man, Fonzarelli, how you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm good. Happy to be here, man.
Yeah, we got to get you something saucy, man. When you come in, we got to get you something snappy. You got to come in like, yeah, this is the big teddy bear. I'm the new Gerald Levert or something. I don't know. Come on, with some shit for you, bro. Hey, man, welcome to the show, man. We haven't been on since last Wednesday because we're only on Mondays and Wednesdays until I alter the programming and add some different stuff. So welcome to the show. 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Like I said, I was late tonight. I was talking shit earlier. I just was late. Well, no excuse for it. I wasn't feeling myself. I was just late. But man, how y'all doing? How y'all doing out there? I hope everything's going well for you. We are all of a sudden at the end of the summer. Just in case you ain't know, it's August. It's about to be August. So if you've been standing still, the summer has passed you by. There's a lot going on, and we're going to talk about that tonight. Once again, people ask me all the time, what is Outlaw Radio about? It is about Black people, foundational Black Americans. Those of us whose ancestors, whose forefathers, whose moms, dads, aunties, uncles came from the South. And for me, it's that those were people who came from the Jim Crow South. So my parents lived through Jim Crowism. So we represent that kind of mindset on Outlaw Radio, right? And then, but I feel like if you black, you black, right? We ain't got to get in an argument about the degrees of your blackness. But what do we talk about? Well, we talk about Black people shit. Normally, the shit you hear on Outlaw Radio is something you can hear in your local barbershop, bar, beauty salon, rim shop, tire shop, wherever black people frequent, right? Your local JJ's, chicken and fish. I don't know if they talk about us in there, but I would assume so. So welcome to the show, man. How you brothers doing tonight, man? Kamar, you good? You good over there? You all right?
I'm well.
Okay. I want to make sure everybody good before we jump into this shit. Chat room. And I mentioned the phone number, but there's also a chat room associated with the show. And if you don't really want to call in, like we have people who call in regularly, right? If you listen to the show, But if you just want to just kind of put your comments up and just leave it at that, our chat room always pops. We are on YouTube. We are on our Outlaw Radio page on Facebook, and we're on my personal page, Kevin Barnes, and the People's News Network. Jesse Parrish, aka Shay and Crewman, in the chat room early says, "Peace Outlaws." His brother Shay. Shout out to you and my brother Shabaka Sankour. I was on the they got different shows. I was on one of them. We had a damn good time. Then my phone was just like, "You done," and it dropped. But we had a great time, man. We had a great time. Let me see who else in the chat room. He said, "Welcome back, Rail. Missed you, brother." I see my brother Dion in the chat room. He said, "Man, this bullshit, Kev." He said, "What the fuck up? Black August." Oh no, I'm looking for Black November. I don't know if y'all feel what I'm putting down. Arthur, how you doing, my sister? She said, "Good evening, cousin Kamar, Rail, and the Outlaw family."
Peace.
There we go. There we go. Solid Naturals. If you know what that means, you know what it means. Solid Naturals. He's saying peace to Dion Sharon Evans. How you doing, my sister? She said, "What's going on, Outlaws? It ain't nothing, man." I said man, but I mean sister. Just being black in America every day. We all know. If you black, you know, right? It's just something where people who are not black, they don't understand, right? We have a thing about us.
Hey, if you gotta say, you know what? You ain't it.
Yeah, it's different. It's different.
Know what?
like I've talked to people who are not from the community, who are not from, like I said, they're not, foundational Black Americans. I don't understand. And I'm like, I know you don't. I used to lose patience with people like that. I mean, get the fuck away from me. But I don't now. I'd be like, I know you don't understand. I know you literally do not understand the perspective of a black man. I know you don't. Unless you are a black man. You can't tell me shit, as they say. Jesse says, FBA DOA's freedmen. Not your grandfather's Negroes, I guarantee you that. Jeff Crape down in Texas via 414. Used to live right around the corner from me, right on 16th Street. He's definitely hood. He said, "What up, fam? How you doing, my brother? How you doing?" Tiasha said, "My dad came up here from Alabama and my mother people came from Louisiana." There we go. That's that kind of talk I'm talking about. My people both was from Mississippi. Right. And it goes on and on. There's a different kind of black person. If you are a descendant of those individuals, because you got everything different. The communication was different. There was different words. There was different terminologies. Right. And if you ain't from that, you don't get it. You just, and I don't have the power to make you see it. But we'll talk about it and we'll talk to other people who can relate to the message. But white people, if you're listening, chime in, but don't say nothing white. In other words, be quiet. Because, white people can't help it. But Kevin, you guys, as soon as you say you guys, I'm like, stop listening, Kev. Ernest Walker said he back from the mill. Ernest was up here. Ernest was Ewok. Shout out to Ewok in Arizona. He was up here. We didn't get to connect, man. We will, because you come through. Jesse said, yeah, you came on Frontline Black News last week. Much appreciated. Man, we had a great time, man. We had a great conversation, man. It was dope because my people right now, I think we're a little confused. We're going to get into that as soon as I wrap up this chat room. And I got a lot of people in here already. Erica Hunt, how you doing, my sister? She said, hey, Outlaws. I see you, Erica. Erica be feeling herself on Facebook now. She's like, I'm just fine. She just got reels. And she's like, I'm just fine with no makeup. I'm like, okay. Jesse said, remember what happened August 5th, 2023. Please refresh my memory. I've been hit upside my head more than a few times. Can't remember everything. Earl Henning, he said, what it do? My brothers love us. Yes, you got to. You got to love us. If you don't love us, then you should be listening to some other shit. I'm going to just tell you that right now. If you black and you're anti, or you feel like you full of self-hate and you're a hater and you just a toxic son of a bitch, this is not the show for you. This is a show for progressive black people, people who really can handle the shit. We built for this, right? You got the thick skin. You got the super maneuverable mental computer. I don't know if that rhymed. I didn't intend for it to, but if it did and you're entertained, thank you for tuning in. Because I didn't plan. Sometimes I rhyme unintentionally. Earl said they from Henning, Tennessee. Yes, sir. I know your family. Dion said, say her name, Sonia Massey. I said it, Dion. He said, say her name. Sonia Massey. Holy shit, Sonia Massey. Sonia Massey. I just want to walk up to a group of white people and say that shit and walk away. Hey, y'all, Sonia Massey, and just walk away. What is he talking about? What is Kevin? What? And they go watch him. Oh, my God, that was horrific. Oh, my God. I've never seen anything like it. This is the kind of shit for foundational Black Americans that resonates with us. When we see, I don't know not one person of color who was not absolutely outraged and just like set back when he's seen that video. You hear about it, you know it happened, but when you see it, it's like fuck. That's the only thing I can say, Kamar. When I seen it, and I knew it was coming, but when it happened, I said, "Oh hell no, hell no." That's America. That's America. So I said her name, my brother. Jesse said his people are from Georgia, South Carolina, Florida, North Carolina, and Maryland. Damn. Y'all moved around. Sharon Evans said, "Rel, I need a container of them Garden Fresh greens." I don't know if it's, or should you be hollering at Kamar, because Kamar got the super garden this year.
Real got a nice one too.
Right. See how you try to deflect.
Trying to give away my greens.
Right.
Hey, don't be trying to give away my greens. No, I'm just playing.
Oh, selfish ass. You know what? Whoa, Rel got something. Why you put me in it?
Mine yesterday, so they got to grow back. Like I made sure to keep the turnips in the ground and shit, because I might be able to pull off of them a couple more times before winter come.
Okay. Look. Check this out. I didn't do it this year. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. I stunned it. I was gonna do it, and my wife shut it down. Like, I'm not feeling it, and that was pretty much it. Because I wasn't doing it by myself. And so maybe we'll come back next year. So I didn't get to do it. That's why I'm depending on my good brothers here to share some of their harvest with me. I don't know. You can tell how a motherfucker feel about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't offer a nigga a cucumber or a carrot or nothing. God, but promote vegetarianism. You ain't trying to get me in the game by giving me some fresh organic joints. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying. I ain't talking to nobody in particular, right? Name rhymes with Jamar. There we go. So yeah, y'all put pressure on Kamar. Share that shit. You supposed to be about your people. Remember how he was high capping? I got the whole yard. I tilled my whole yard.
Yeah.
I got a plot over there, man.
Yeah, this thing good.
Yeah. Okay. Jesse, you said the Alabama brawl. Absolutely a moment in foundational Black American history. Yes, sir. Alabama brawl, man. Aquaman and all them. Shout out to them wherever they at right now. Y'all put on for us. Yeah, once again, that's one of them things where if you a Black person and you seen that shit, you say, hell yeah. That motherfucker jumped in the water, right? He swam to the fight. You know, I got some hard homies who pulled up and rolled for me, and ain't no brother never swam to the fight for me. Like, Kev, I'm here. Like, where you come from? I swam. This nigga swam. Golly. Dion said he hate Candace Owens.
Damn.
People ask me about Candace Owens all the time, and I can honestly tell you I'm guilty of not paying any attention to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've learned to kind of, like, if something is not about nothing, I just totally I disregard it. You know what I mean? Because you just waste a lot of time. So I know she's conservative in some points, similar to us. I know, but I think she's, politically motivated, and so I don't really get into what she's doing. I don't get into it. He says hashtag rip RIP Sonia Massey. Yes, sir. Yeah. And he's in jail. He's convicted. I mean, he's charged, not convicted. I'm sorry. He's charged. Let's see what the outcome gonna be. He said, what is Kamala in the dump as in human shit going to do to prevent another Sonia Massey? We gonna talk about Kamala. Black people, y'all done lost y'all goddamn minds. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I love my people. Like, can we just be people tonight? Black people, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? What are we really this fucking confused? Y'all gotta help me, Kamar, Rel.
I can't help you on this one.
You guys got to help me.
I can't. I'm fucked up on this too. I can't. I just can't do it.
I'm trying to make this make fucking sense, right? I'm hearing my people telling me she's not a foundational Black American, which is absolutely true if you're going to look at her lineage. But neither was Barack Obama. Neither is Trump. Neither was Bush. Neither was Clinton. Neither was Reagan. Neither was Senior Bush, Jimmy Carter, Gerald Ford. Fuck, the list goes on and on and on. We've never had a foundational black American president.
Never.
But you motherfuckers voted. And some of you genius-ass black people running around here talking about Trump, 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 Trump. It ain't no doubts about whether or not he's a foundational black American or not. So what the fuck are you talking about? Okay. She was a prosecutor. She was attorney general. Motherfuckers got locked up. Shit happens.
People get locked up for doing crime. That's
what about all the white ones that's locking niggas up that run and got higher office and y'all ain't said a motherfucking thing?
Right.
I understand that you feel like she's a product of the system, that she was propped up and put in her place and she's nothing but a tool for the Democratic Party, but so is your motherfucking mayor. Y'all want to be real about it? So is your mayor. Same kind of Negro, except he wasn't no attorney general. He's the president of the Common Council. Now let's talk about the dysfunction down there. I'll let you, man. What's wrong with y'all black people? Let me ask y'all something. What do you want?
Right.
What do y'all want? Tell me.
What did black people expect to happen when Biden decided to step down and not run? Like, who did they think was going to jump in the race? Ice Cube?
Some of y'all was going to vote for this motherfucker with dementia. And once again, there's no doubt whether or not he's a foundational black American. He's also one of the architects of the crime bill of 94, which I believe led to directly or indirectly mass incarceration for black folks.
They thought Dr. Umar was gonna run.
Why is Umar talking? Umar, run the school. Where's the school, brother? I did security for Umar in Milwaukee one time when I was with the Panthers. He sold more CDs and books than a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I heard this motherfucker gets up and defines himself as a doctor accredited by North American prestigious universities, right? Degrees. You have a terminal degree. You're a doctor. Not a medical doctor, an intellectual doctor, a doctor of thought, of processing, of critical thinking. But you get up in front of all these black people and tell them don't send their kids to college. What the fuck? I'm standing there like, wait, hold on. So take the doctor off your name. Seek out some kind of tribal recognition. Seek that title out. Where would you fit at in the tribe, in the village? Would you be he's the head of medicine? I don't know what the fuck they called it, but it was just very contradictory. And then, yeah, it's fabulous to get out here and act like you know something and say who you don't like because they're married to a white person. But once again, your favorite NFL player, your favorite NBA player, your favorite actor, all married to white women. And you ain't said shit. Trump was running roughshod, especially after whatever happened to his ear, because now your boy's I'm starting to think this shit was a hoax too. I wasn't at first. I was saying, nah, they really tried to kill him. I'm like, no, this shit was some bullshit. And he was running roughshod. And the only thing that it was looking bad for the Democrats, y'all got this senile dude. He can't even hardly fucking talk. He's in the fucking debate, mumble rapping and shit. He sound like Lil Uzi Vert. But a sister comes and gets, first of all, let me tell you something. She's already the vice president of the United States. Y'all acting like this sister is a nobody who just can't.
Hold on, Kev. They was happy when Biden picked her to be vice president.
Right.
Most niggas was happy about that.
Right. Now she ain't black. Let me tell you something. I want to tell all y'all this and share the goddamn show. I'm going to get back to my chat room. If the police pull her over with her skin tone, she's getting treated just like the naviest blue nigga in America because we're all subject to the same treatment.
Step out the car.
Right. But I'm Kamala. We don't give a fuck if you the wrestler, Kamala. Get your ass on this hood.
You Ramallah.
Right. Them motherfuckers will catch her in the wrong neighborhood, and you know they don't know us like a lot of white people ain't up on they niggas. Where the fuck you're going? Wait, I don't give a fuck who she is, snigger bitch. You didn't fucked up. She's subject to it because she has some melanin. I'm not endorsing her. I'm not a great fan of her. What I'm saying is, if a person of color is going to stand up and oppose Trump, I'm with all that shit. I'm with all that. I always cheer for the black people to win. And I ask you again, what do you want? If you don't vote for her and you don't vote for Trump, guess what? You have no voice. And if you cool with just saying, I ain't going to say shit and I ain't going to ride with nobody because I'm cool with the status quo, then you keep on floating in place. I'm trying to move ahead. I'm trying to keep moving. We always do better when it's somebody who looks like us in positions, except for when it's a person who looks like us who's counter to that. And then we can vote her ass out in 4 years if that's the case. Go ahead, Kamar.
And a lot of the time when you ask them, like, okay, why do you say that? Are you voting for Trump? Or are you saying what? You know what I mean? Are you telling black people to vote for Trump? Or what you trying to say? You talking about don't vote for her? Well, I ain't voting. Well, why would you even try to persuade anybody from either way?
Right.
Why even get in the debate if you ain't voting, if you ain't in it?
I love social media when people put up posts talking about unfriend me now, block me now. We just did a show last week called People Over Politics. Politics ain't personal to me, it's business. So I'm not mad at you for who the fuck you vote for. So for if you just like don't want me to be like your friend, you unfriend me, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck who you voting for. Jesse said he growing greens too. Earl Henny said he's smoking greens. Okay, that's what's up.
All that.
Right. Kamar said all that. All
Both
that.
are great.
Both are green, smoking green, right? Making green. Let's see. Sharon Evans said foliage. I'm sorry, foliage. Y'all know the autumn is my favorite season. So I ain't mad to see summer go. I'd be pissed to see winter, but I love the fall. It's my favorite season. So I ain't really mad. It'd be too goddamn hot. It's cool as shit off so these bugs would die. John Fletcher, our sponsor. You see, I got the check it out. EPUSDS.com. That's our sponsor, EPUSDS self-defense. Go to the website and learn the EPUSDS system. He said, what up, Outlaw family? We ready. The hunt is on and we are to prey. AKA Ministers, right? And my Larry Fish, no, that was Charles Dutton. Hunt is on and we are the prey.
I think Larry Fishburne did say that on Boys in the Hood.
No, Charles Dutton said it in Men's to Society.
Okay.
When he was talking,
you're right.
Yeah. When he was talking to Kane and Sharif, right. Ewok said he can't stand Candace Owens. Damn, everybody hate her, and I don't fuck with her. I mean, I've heard her say some asinine shit, but look, everybody in the media right now is involved in sensationalism. We're supposed to have this new black media. This is something I was processing too. We have this new black media, but a lot of them are learning the ways of the white media, similar to what William Randolph Hearst came up with in terms of yellow journalism. If you understand journalism, you know. And I see a lot of us engage in that because of clickbait, because of looking for the most sensationalized bullshit that you can put on to get clicks, likes, and follows. I've seen that. So that's kind of like the downfall, the drawback of us having this newfound kind of realistic ability to put narratives out there. Jesse said, yeah, salute to Aquaman and the chairman, Reggie Ray. Yeah, man, the Alabama Brawl. It's going to be a sculpture of that shit one day. Dion said, I want to talk to black person that really says racism doesn't exist. Listen, if you're a black person and you feel like racism doesn't exist, that's you. You'll have a nigga moment sooner or later. But what I realize is sometimes they don't understand when they being niggerized. If you really a coon or a Sambo, and you're like I don't want to say Uncle Tom because Uncle Tom was actually the hero and people got that twisted. I'd rather call you a Sambo, but you're really you might really just not even understand it, right? Like white people could say some real condescending shit to you and you just be like laughing, oh, Bob, you're so funny. And me, the cynical motherfucker standing there, did you hear what this motherfucker just said to you? So, you might say, Kevin, I don't see racism. Because you've decided to be oblivious to it. Because to speak out against it gets you ostracized. It gets you blacklisted. right? You see what they do when we start talking about unity or any kind of black progressiveness. We gotta shut that nigga down. So when somebody says that, I think I feel more sorry for them than anything, because I know that when they do get encountered with that nigga moment, it's gonna break their heart. They're gonna be like, I don't understand. I don't get it. I know you don't. What I just say about being a foundational Black American? There are some people who just don't understand it. To come from where we come from, to overcome the things that we've been able to overcome, to persevere the way we've persevered. There are people who didn't get raised up by those people. Can you say didn't get raised? I don't know. I'm violating all kinds of like laws of language, but they didn't get raised up like that, real. They ain't eat pig feet and pig ears and pigtails and chitlins and pork chops and pork steak and pork roast.
Listen now.
Oh yeah, they missed out on a lot, right? And you know, so they don't. Our perspective is unique to us, and sometimes we just assume other people understand it, and they don't. Even some of us who didn't come up in that fashion. So we got to be a little bit more forgiving with those who don't have as wide a perspective as some of us do. And that's why when I hear a black person said that, I usually just grin like, oh, it ain't? Oh, there's no racism here. Oh, okay. I mean, it's not like I can't give you a million examples of it. But why would I waste my time? I'm not here to turn you out. I don't have a club for you to join. Go ahead about your business with your aloof ass. Let me see. She said help with what? Erica, I don't know what you're talking about. Help with what? I don't know what you're talking about. Connie Becker said, she said Candace Owens sucks. What's on Kamar's hoodie? I don't know. When he come back in, we'll ask him. Kamar always got some swag. He don't never share. I told y'all. Selfish ass. Start calling him the ghetto selfish nigga instead of the ghetto witch doctor. I hope you can't hear me and shit. Just they trying to run another Osambo on us. Okay. You know what? Even though Obama really, I've had this argument with my people about what he did as the president, you know what I mean? But his presidency was cooler for me than Trump's was. As a black man, I felt uncomfortable the entire term Trump had, because I knew some shit was going to go down. And what happened? Look what they did at the Capitol. You could see it. That energy was bubbling the whole time. I was like, man, I got to keep something loaded around this motherfucker. You know, I got kids in the house. I don't need no 50-shot clip for the AR fully loaded, but it was like I got to have it. Because I don't know when they're going to decide to go, fuck yeah, man. Mama, see, you hear something outside? Yep, know exactly what that is. Kamar, who is that? Somebody just asked what's on your hoodie. What you got on your hoodie?
Oh no, it ain't a hoodie. That's a t-shirt. That's an old Donnell Rawlings shirt. When he came to the Improv, I bought it.
Okay. She asked.
Yeah,
Dion, what's going on, man? How you doing tonight?
Hey man, how you doing? Just checking in with you guys, man. But the whole thing about that, as far as dealing with people, I don't like the simple fact when you have prominent black people that deny racism. You know, when they like the Tim Scotts and the Michael Jordans and, you know, the Oprahs and people, you know, they just make it seem like that the racism doesn't exist and things like that. Also, I don't know if you've been, see, this election is going to be real tricky. I see that's, you know, we live in the Powerverse. I'm going to have, maybe one day we can hook up and we swap Powerverses and see who, because my Powerverse be deep. Because Trump is trying to set this shit up. So he's already talking about if they win, they stole. Kamala, she's a bum. He's already in trying to plant the seed. And he, you know, because listen, I don't know if he read things from me or that's just how it is, but say a liar. This is how I lie if I'm going to lie to somebody. Like, say for instance, my girl, if I'm going to pull a fast one on her, I'm going to plant a seed in her head and tell her this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to talk about it all the way until it's time for me to execute it, and then I'm going to do it. So she already know what he said he's going to do this, but in all actuality, I'm probably with another woman. So anyway, so now Donald Trump is planting the seed in his followers' heads, talking about, yeah, it's probably going to be a steal. You're like, what are you talking about? Like, why is you, like, man, I swear, bro, like, I just can't really take this shit. Excuse me. I really can't just take this shit seriously. Then I heard that they talking about that he made the wrong choice for VP. So what's gonna happen? Him and JD Vance, they don't get along, so he gonna choose another VP. Who is the president?
Get rid of motherfucking quick.
I just be wondering, have anybody asked this question? Who is the fucking president right now? We ain't even seen Joe Biden. We seen him on TV. People was at him. Like, is he really a weekend at Bernie type of guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit, like, man, this shit crazy, bro. Like, motherfuckers don't even be sitting up here. And I know I ain't the only one asking this shit. And I don't use drugs. So think if I smoke weed, how fucking far my mind would go. You know what I'm saying? Like I just be sitting back thinking about shit like who president? Who is the president?
Dion,
Who making
Dion, he dropped out of the election. He didn't step down from being the president. So Joe Biden is still the president.
Have you seen him?
Well, I haven't. And look, well, to tell you the truth, if he's dead, if he's dead right now, right? He's still the president because they ain't told us he dead. So he's still the president. And you say I ain't seen him when he said, look, I don't need to stress from this goddamn election. I have COVID. I'm fucked all off. Why would you see him? What, we want to see him at his doctor's appointments? You want to just he endorsed her and he stepped back.
He had a terrible case of COVID then. COVID, first it was 14 days, then they dropped it down to 5 to 7 days.
He's 82 years old. Of course it was a rough bout with COVID.
There's some suspicious shit going on here, man. It's just, it just make you be like, and you just be watching it. And I mean, like you said, right now, it ain't about who we like. They just need to be really upfront with this shit. Just stop blowing smoke in our ass. Say, listen, I know you don't like me. I know you don't, but check it out. Shit gonna be okay. Y'all gonna have y'all freedoms, y'all democracy, whatever y'all got now, shit gonna be all right. Y'all vote this motherfucker in. No, he's gonna take shit. You know what I'm What?
The problem we have here is that a lot of us, and I'm talking about us, our people, my community, are mental midgets. They're mental midgets because they don't have a deep understanding of anything. They only have surface understanding, and they regurgitate things they've heard other people say. They don't know. Like, a lot of us are talking shit about, man, that bitch. Yeah, I heard that hoe got a white man. Like, I'm like, bro, you don't even know what the fuck. I heard she locked niggas up for anything. She wasn't a cop per se. She wasn't Blondie. She wasn't Staples riding around the city. She wasn't Pac-Man from the movie Colors. It's a fucking lawyer. So therefore, it had to be some niggas in the jail for her to lock up. You get what I'm saying? Like, she wasn't going on raids and shit. Like, I know it's a house around the corner. They popping. Let's go get them. It's a fucking attorney. She was
attorney general.
Right. So she was over this shit when you finally got to a court of being judged by a jury of your peers. I don't know how we blame her for people getting locked up who are incarcerated for crimes like pedophiles, like corporate colleges, like landlords who are overcharging black people and people of color. She went after them too. We're not talking about that because we don't know about that because we only have a surface understanding. I heard she locked niggas up. She locked up white people, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans. Anybody asked who was in that court went upstate. So, and I keep saying once again, okay, if not her, what the fuck do you want? Who do you want to run? I'm down with saying let's make Morris Day the president. I've been saying that forever. If we all saying we gonna vote for Morris Day and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis can be the vice president and the attorney general, I'm with that shit too. If black people say that's what we doing, but we ain't saying shit, but negative shit, anti shit.
Yeah.
Oh, she that. What's the alternative? You hear this motherfucker Trump talking about? If you elect me in 4 years, you're gonna have to worry about voting.
Yeah, he said you ain't have to worry about voting. Yeah, he told that to them Christian motherfuckers.
Message? Y'all want to put this Gustavo ass Wood in the house? Stop it. She's married to a white man. So was Michelle Obama.
His whole agenda.
He was part white. That was an Obama joke. Okay, never mind. Go ahead,
His
D.
whole agenda is neoconservatism. You know what I'm saying? He's not. See, the part about it is Trump is a puppet. He's not smart enough to execute this. He's not smart enough to execute this. He have handlers behind him that he don't know. You heard what he said. He said, "I am not a Christian." You heard him in that meeting. The same thing we talking about. We said you ain't gonna have to vote. You know what I'm saying? So he can't push the white Christian nationalist movement, but he's trying to cater to the base of them. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is, I'm looking at it is like he's already trying to plant this seed in people's heads that if he lose, they still in the vote. You know, they still in the vote regardless of whatever.
Right.
So,
but that kind of behavior also led to him getting convicted of 32 felonies. So I guess we want to charge him with 32 more. Like,
so my whole thing, like when you looking at this situation, like we fucking with a powder keg. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I keep hearing it. I don't know how true it is. We won't know. But they be saying like January 6th was just a test run. You know what I'm saying?
Check this out, though. You know where there ain't no powder keg at?
Where?
In our community, because black people ain't gonna do shit. I don't care what they say. They ain't gonna do shit. Like black people ain't rushing. Black people ain't rushing the Capitol. Black people ain't
trying
rushing.
to loot your motherfucking house if something happens.
Man, look, I'm talking about.
Crazy
right, that's what I'm saying. That's what we'll do. Fuck this. Let's go rob each other. They ain't going to war with Tulsa talking about, motherfucker. No, we ain't gonna do shit. It's hard to admit. Like, don't get me wrong. You fuck with the wrong black person on the wrong day as an individual, you probably gonna get your ass whooped. But I'm talking about collectively in terms of us mobilizing on some anti shit. As much shit as we talk. You know what? As much shit as we talk, when something happen, what the first fucking thing black people say? Call the police.
You don't even want to call them. And
you don't, but we still do. And then we'll say, fuck the police. We'll say, fuck the police, man.
I had watched that video in its entirety. That right there that was sad, man. Did you hear her breathing?
I didn't. I cut it off.
You didn't?
I cut it off.
Like you heard her breathing and you could see they blurred it, but you can see the puddle of blood.
I can see that. And I heard him say she's still gasping.
Yeah.
And that's when I cut it off.
You know what I'm saying? Like that shit. And then how her son had described it. And then why do they always try to like blow smoke in our ass? And they told us that the first initial report was somebody broke in her house and did it. Then they said it was self-inflicted. And then they finally said that the cop did it. And her son had to describe it. He said she got shot in her eye and it came out the back of her neck. Like, why is y'all doing a cover-up? Like, and then what do you think it makes the black community think when we, like when you lying about something, you covering up shit?
He's arrested. He's arrested and charged.
Yeah, I know. But look at all the stories they told. Initially, they said that somebody broke in her house and did it. Then after that, they said she committed suicide. It was self-inflicted.
Right. So it was status quo. It was what happens when a black person is murdered by police officers. When Daniel Bell got killed here in 1955 by these white cops, they put a knife in his hand, and the shit stood for 30-something years until one cop on his deathbed admitted it that they set it up. This is what cops do when they kill your ass.
Like that shit crazy, and I mean, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll be talking and then, you feel so helpless. You feel what I'm saying though? I can't speak for everyone else, but I feel helpless. I feel helpless because the way I would like to react, it wouldn't be nice and it'll probably come to my demise. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I be feeling like being a martyr. You know what I'm saying though? Like just doing some like radical shit. You feel me though? Because I get so tired of these people always trying to walk over us and then they get away with it. And then I say I hate the bitch Candace Owens because bitch, that could have been you stinking ass hoe. And she's sitting up there making an excuse. Well, everybody's not perfect. The cop, he's a human being and this, that, and the other. No, bitch, he killed that woman. They were so frightened.
You're proving my point as to why I don't listen to her. Why would Why would see? So I'm not missing anything. It's not like, no, Kev, you should really check her out. There's value in it. Somebody who would say something like that is not worth my time. Like,
yeah.
But so why would I be upset behind something she said? Like, you don't know,
bro. That shit had you hot.
No, it won't. Like, I'll never hear it.
You be damn near want to throw something at your TV and break that motherfucker. Like, I hate you, bitch. Like, put some voodoo on her. Like,
meanwhile, you just gave her a rating. You just contributed to her ratings by watching her.
It was one of the Powerverse people I was watching.
I don't get no views.
Because they was giving who was the Racist of the Week award. And I even though she said that Trump still beat her, I don't know. I forgot what he said, but it's just crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? We just keep seeing our people, you know what I'm saying? And then something, after a while you get scared, be like, damn, when will it be my turn? Or when will it be somebody I know?
It's gonna be your turn.
It's
gonna be your turn when God says it's your turn. It ain't nothing you can do about it. It's already written. So that's once again, I'm not really like shaking in my boots, because if that's your time, there's nothing that you can do to avoid it. Like realistically, like she didn't think that was gonna be the outcome at all.
I know the fuck she didn't.
So it was her time. It was her time. And I can tell you that, but because there's people who've been shot 2-3 times in the head and survived. He said, how the fuck he survived? It wasn't his time. I'm not trying to minimize it. What I'm saying is, I'm upset enough about that incident. I don't need somebody like Candace Owens making me more upset. I don't need her putting any kind of negativity in the air for me to take in and say, oh, I'm madder now because this bitch said something stupid. Like, like fuck her. Like, why? Listen, you know what I do when I see her face or her name? I keep scrolling. Scrolling. They have her quote. Candace Owens says blah blah blah. I look at it and say, that's some bullshit. Keep on scrolling. You get no view. You get no rating. You get no opinion. None of that. I don't have time for that. Let me welcome the Juice Lady to the show. How you doing?
I can't see. Let me see Juice on here. My stomach.
Hello?
See the juice.
What's going on?
I made it.
Yeah, by the hair on your chin. Okay.
Hey, Vince Tony need to call in. I think he got put out the school board. They gonna whoop his ass up in there. He keep on playing around up in there, talk crazy.
Let me get this chat room. Let me get this chat room. Jesse says Abraham Lincoln was FBA on his mom's side, and maybe Eisenhower. Yeah, well, he was. If he was full of self-hate, because he admittedly said he didn't like black people. He basically said, I don't give a fuck about these niggas. I'm trying to save this damn country. I'm paraphrasing, but yeah, if he was black, he was a self. I don't know about Eisenhower. I've heard that, but think about his policies. What did Eisenhower do to move the needle forward for people of color in this country? Zero, zip, zilch. Wasn't it a commercial they used to say that? Zip, zilch, zero, some shit like that. Jesse says she is not like us, Kev. Yeah, neither is Trump. Neither was Biden. Neither was Obama. Neither was Clinton. Neither was either Bush. Neither was Reagan. Neither was Carter.
Hey, I ain't heard. Well, I ain't even seen on social media no white people. I ain't seen no white people talking about what's wrong with Kamala. You know what I'm saying?
Some conservative ones.
Like, the only people I see talking about her really is black men
and sisters. There's some black women.
I ain't too many sisters saying nothing too much. Well, okay, some of the super pro black sisters. You know what I mean? I done seen some of them talk about her. She ain't black. And but you know what I mean? Anytime I see that, I still gotta keep asking people, man. Like, are you telling people to vote for Trump? Like, why are you talking shit about her? You know what I'm saying? Like, whose side is you on? Like, you know what I mean? Why deter anybody mind from anywhere if you ain't planning on vote?
Erica Hunt says, I wish Harris would be our AG and lock up the Kia boys. Well, apparently, if she was here, their ass would be on their way, right? Man, a little tough love. Look, we had this conversation about crime and punishment on this show all the time. And one of the most common things that you're going to hear us say is lock their ass up. I'm sorry. I just said like this the senseless violence in our community, which is still going, by the way, even though our mayor seems to think that Milwaukee is safer than it's ever been. I disagree because I've been here my whole life, so I don't know where he grew up at. But this is the kind of shit that you get from what we call political hacks and puppets. I called him that. Earl Henning said, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. That's right. You look, yeah. Did you do it or did you not? Well, what had happened was I didn't have no father. Tell us about it after we lock your ass up.
If you can't do the time.
There you go. Biden is a ADDSO, American descendant of slave owners, not FBA. Well, okay, that's what I'm saying. I know this. But we keep harping on this sister talking about she ain't black. She ain't black. She ain't like us. Kendrick need to come out and say, right, what president have we had that is like, we got a black mayor right now. He ain't like us.
Right.
He ain't like us. Apparently, if he was, I don't think he'd move so robotically to the flute that the Democratic Party is playing in his ear. 262
Obama wasn't rocking with us.
2025131. Listen.
Obama wasn't rocking with us.
Nah, he was part African and part white. Ain't nobody said. And like I said, he told us the most critical, crucial, serious shit ever. If transparency was a person, he told y'all before you voted for him, there will be no black agenda.
Right. And Kamala just said that. And niggas is hanging on that with her. You know what I'm saying? Obama said it, and that shit just got swept right under the rug.
Jesse said, Yepers, they said they would vote for him even if he was in a coma, like Joy Reid. I told y'all I was finna vote for a ham sandwich. I was really finna vote for like Ronald McDonald or some shit for president. He said sleepy, glitching, Jim Crow Joe Biden. Said I never supported Cop Mala and Sleepy Joe. I tried to warn our people about them both. Once again, what was the alternative? 4 more years of Trump? We asking ourselves the same question then ask ourselves the same question then that we're asking right now, which is what is the alternative? And I keep attaching
up and do something, but the people ain't never gonna stand up because everybody's some goddamn suckers.
Not everybody, but it's enough of them to make it official.
You know, because motherfuckers could stand up and be like, no, we don't want this anymore. You know,
until that white man said, if you don't sit your ass down, my bad.
You know,
Kamala is Brahmin East Indian. She identifies as South Asian, not black. People buy their food from Arabs every day. Buy their gas, buy incense. I see you motherfuckers.
People to know that's in Asia. People know that's in Asia.
Just buying Chinese food.
Right. We buying fried chicken.
That's in Asia, though. Why they acting like she's not South Asian? That is in Asia. She is Asian. That's in Asia.
We buy fried chicken from Arabs at gas stations.
Hey, how about at some point, man? You know what I mean? Every melanated, you know what I mean, race. Every melanated race was black at some point. The whole globe was black at some point. If you got some kind of color, you know what I mean, you ain't white.
Right.
Jesse said he voting for Cornel West or the couch.
See,
yeah, go ahead and vote for Cornel West. Yeah.
Are we all writing down Cornel West or no? What we doing?
I am not voting for Cornel West.
So we write Kanye West then.
Cornel West and Robert F. Kennedy are distractions.
Hell no, we ain't voting.
That's gonna take votes away from
Who else
Kamala.
did you say, Courtney? You said Kanye. If you vote for Kanye West, you need an SSI check, motherfucker.
We all though.
This is true. That's true. That's true.
You know.
Jesse said we already knocked her out the paint in 2020 when she ran for president the first time. Yeah, but then she did what they always do, which is come back and win the vice presidency. I don't know, y'all hero John Kennedy. A lot of people don't know he ran for vice president and lost, and then came back and became the president. Look it up, right? People don't know. Got surface understanding. Earl Henning said my favorite season, football season. I think that's part of why I love fall too, man. I was a football time.
Yeah.
Time to see somebody get their shit rocked. No Diddy. Jesse said policy over identity. What are any of these politicians doing to specifically for us? If nothing, then why waste our time voting for them just to get votes stickers? I don't even give a fuck about the sticker, but I'm going to tell you what. If voting wasn't so important, they wouldn't have killed us for it. They wouldn't have killed us to stop us from doing it for a very long time. If voting wasn't important, they wouldn't try and pander to us to get our vote. The black vote is important. And I also believe that either you exist to stand against it or you stand to accept it. Right? You either the pitcher or the catcher. I don't know which one y'all want to be, but I'd rather be the pitcher.
Can you explain the electoral college to us again? Then okay, because our vote matters, but it be seeming like it don't matter. So can you explain to us again the electoral college and how that works? Even though we vote, and then they be like, "No, fuck y'all vote. We put them in." Can you explain that to us, please? How that works?
I can. And once again, I think people need to understand. First of all, that system is antiquated and it needs to be updated. I'm not saying that. Once again, I'm not over here waving no goddamn American flag. I'm not running around talking about, hey, happy Independence Day. I'm a black person too. So the Electoral College was established so that there's a balance of power in elections because some states had more dense populations than others. So what you did is you encouraged those smaller states to still have faith in the process because you gave their state more electoral votes. So if a motherfucker got 2 times the people that I got, he can't just dominate me because I hold a more powerful electoral vote than him. Now, the popular vote normally wins, but there's been some anomalies and some fuckovers. I was so pissed when George Bush stole an election. We've seen it happen. But it's an attempt to balance the scales. If you got a really small state going up, if we just gave all the votes, popular vote, then California could win everything because all they got to do, that's the biggest state, they're the most populous state. They decide every election. So you take a tiny state that says, okay, y'all got less people, we're going to give you more electoral votes. So if the people in your state get out and vote, they will still be heard.
Now,
it's what the Electoral College is, that's the purpose of it. Does it work? Is it perfect? No, but what is? Go ahead, Real.
I was just gonna ask. This last election, did Biden win Wisconsin? Like, does a Democrat ever win Wisconsin? So he won Wisconsin.
He did, and Wisconsin is a swing state. Once again, you got a state that's mostly rural, right?
See, I thought we was
when all this happens, Wisconsin becomes a swing state because although it was mostly rural, the population wasn't as dense as somewhere like Illinois. But we have a good number of electoral votes that you're going to get. So if you win Wisconsin, Ohio, what's the other one? Indiana, I believe. Some of these Midwest states.
Pennsylvania.
These are swing states that you catch them. You might be losing in the popular vote, but you can still win. Like it's chess and checkers and tic-tac-toe at the same damn time. And I'm simplifying it because it's much more complicated than that. But black people will, not just black people, but people will refer to that. See, that's why I don't vote, because of that. Well, don't vote then. I can guarantee you this. We said this 2 weeks ago. Black people, fuck it, don't vote. Don't never vote no election ever again. Now, you think your ass got it bad now? I don't know what the fuck you think gonna happen then. Let me see. He said Sambo was the bad guy in Uncle Tom's Cabin. I know. That's why I'm saying. I know people say Uncle Tom and don't know Uncle Tom was the good guy in the story. Surface understanding. Keep telling y'all. Dig, man. Dig a little deeper, man. Stop regurgitating everything you hear somebody else say because it sound cool.
I know that. Right.
That's why some motherfuckers be talking about Grand Rising. I'd be like, you on some bullshit. I know some people generally kind of rock with the concept, but some people are Grand Rising. Fake.
That's when I start asking people questions. I'm like, where'd that come from? Do you know where it started? Because look, I don't even know where it started. I just did a lot of searching, found a lot of different meanings. So I'm like, do you know when that started? And they will, it's because some,
I mean, I don't want to pick on those people.
Going with the fads.
It's just like people who try to say little fatty shit, street shit too.
Right. On fads.
Class ain't been outside in years talking about some period or some shit like that. What's the new shit people say? I don't know what the young people. I still use old slang and shit. I be talking about dope and death and shit. Like, what is he talking about?
I like that shit.
He said, some of the people was born with the slave mentality. Some of the people, because of the orientation process, some of the people, because of the kind of lull you to sleep and you just, it's status quo. You punch drunk. Yeah, we got a lot of people like that. The problem is those people don't want to be woke up. when you look at a lot of our behavior in the community, it shows you that there's a great number of people, not the majority, but a great number, who are just like, fuck it. I don't care. My life is too hard. I'm too traumatized. I'm too beaten down. Fuck it. So I will rob you, take your shit, break in your house, fuck up your neighborhood, fuck with your kids. We got a lot of people like that. And we keep saying, what's the solution? Lock their ass up. And so now we're mad at a sister who locked their ass up. I'm sorry. Some of y'all ass need to be in prison. Jesse said the illusion of inclusion. Oh, who's looking for inclusion? I think that was the biggest mistake that the civil rights people made, is that they wasn't looking for empowerment. They was looking for inclusion, and that's what they got. No empowerment. And I'm armchair quarterbacking, obviously. Hindsight is 2020. But that's why people always use that Martin Luther King quote of, "Oh, I let my people into a burning house." Yeah, why you want to ride on but they won't let me ride in the front of the bus. Fuck that bus. Why wouldn't you just buy your own goddamn bus? And make money off transporting this the nigga bus, right? Nigga bus lines. You want to be on their bus. Please let me ride in the front. And now guess what? We don't even ride in the fucking front of the bus.
We wanted to be accepted as equals, though. We wanted to be accepted as equals, and we thought integration would help that.
We thought.
But you can't change somebody's heart and their soul.
Especially forcibly. Especially forcibly.
Yeah. Oh my God, white folks don't like that.
Fuck that. Well, fuck that.
Hell yeah.
Jesse said, if you don't understand racist white supremacy, how it works and operated everything else, you think you understand, it will only confuse you in all 9 areas of human activity: economics, education, entertainment, labor, and law. Well, I think you got to do the best kind of foraging of information that you can and get a big picture. And racist white supremacy is one thing. It's a thing for real. But it's so much more understanding around that, like knowledge of self, like loving yourself, right? Like emotional maturity, right? Like shadow work and all, meditation, prayer, getting focused, having integrity. Those are things that counter racist white supremacy in every battle. That's why they have not become supreme. Like we talked about it being a phantom concept on here, because who are white people actually supreme to? Nobody. Even biologically, if we get to it, you're inferior. So it's a phantom concept. So white people were talking about, we're white man and white supremacy. Motherfucker, you are a dreamer. And your dream will never come to fruition. It'll never come. After all these years, why do you think white people ain't just totally just ran us off and killed us? Because they can't. I wish black people would understand that. They have tried everything they possibly could. So now instead of us being on defense, it's time for us to go on offense. You see they can't fuck with us. You see they can't fade us. We still on defense. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Instead of saying, man, let's go, man. Let's assault these motherfuckers mentally. He says, this is Jesse. He said, under Obama, our people were getting killed unjustifiably, and he had control of both the House, Senate, and DOJ his first term in office. And he didn't do shit. And guess what we did? We gave his ass a second term. I included, because I voted for him twice. So what we tripping on Kamala for? What's the worst thing she could do?
I just want to see us get to a point like, okay, for everybody who, because it seems like we always voting in defense. We voting out of fear. Like, well, we got to vote against this person, or is shit going to get worse, or we got to vote against this person, or we going to lose our Medicaid, or our this, or our that, or it's like, okay, so even if y'all vote for whoever y'all vote for this election, when do it come to a point where motherfuckers say, okay, 3 elections from now, we gonna do whatever the fuck we need to do to get to a position to where we actually got some left? Like, that's the thing, is you vote for somebody, put them in office who ain't gonna do shit for you, just for the sake of not letting another motherfucker get in office that you think is gonna do something to you. Versus motherfuckers saying, okay, when we gonna start getting healthy, growing food, building infrastructures and shit like that to where we got some leverage and money to have motherfuckers lobby and do our bidding. You know what I'm saying? So
because it's easier to not give a fuck than it is to care. And it's the lazy way out.
I think people just go along voting every 4 years and that's how they feel like they did their part versus doing the shit like shit. I'm actually learning how to do shit. Like I may not vote like that, but if a motherfucker need food out their yard, I can show them what plants to eat. A motherfucker need wine, a motherfucker need whatever the fuck. I actually create and produce shit that if I can scale it up, I have some sort of leverage. You know what I'm saying? So like it'll be like, yeah, instead of telling motherfuckers to get like them, motherfuckers need to get like me, and then we might actually have a pot to piss in when we come to the table trying to have motherfuckers move on our behalf.
Well, I think we really need to take a look at the fact that, you know, when you vote for a candidate, then you don't just walk away. Because one of the most crucial things that people forget about, and this happened with Obama, and this is what gave him his greatest excuses, you still got to vote in what they call the midterm elections. So you still got to know who we got sitting in the Senate, who's a congressman, who's a state rep. Like I said, paying attention to those judges. See, when you skip that shit, now the balance is off. So like he said, I couldn't do anything. The Republicans wouldn't let me because motherfuckers literally sat out the midterms. So the Republicans were able to take over the House and all that shit again. You got to be in it. You got to have deeper than the surface understanding. It's not just one play. It's a whole game. Now, if you don't want to play the game, fine. But what is your alternative? What's your contingency plan? Because we ain't ready for separatism and we ain't ready for sovereignty. Only thing you really got left is solidarity, and that's the one goddamn thing that we will not partake in to save our fucking lives.
No, it ain't never gonna be no.
So once again, black people, tell me what you want. Let me read the comments because maybe somebody's telling me and I'm missing. Because I'm saying, we ain't gonna vote for Kamala. Okay, if that's we saying stand on code, if we ain't gonna vote for her, then we saying like Kamar said, so we just ain't gonna vote. We're gonna sit it out. Erica Hunt said, this is the biggest race war of history. Criminal white man against a mixed race black woman. Well, the cop against the crook. I thought that's what they was calling it. It's literally cops and robbers, right?
And the white man, the robber.
So this,
right. The cop against the crook.
This bigger than Chicago riots and Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Rosewood and shit like that.
Well, you know, I guess figuratively, I hear what you say. Like, real, you like, well, hold on, goddamn it.
we get wrapped up in emotions. My thing is let's fuck feelings, stick to facts.
But hold on, one of the facts is real. One of the facts is you have an attorney general who's running against a convicted felon. That's a basic fact. That is the cop against the crook. They're calling her Cop Mala. So
no, those are facts, but I mean, like saying this is the whatever historical, that shit is the shit that get people moving because again, fear, outrage. Like I want us to get beyond the point where we motivated strictly by fear and outrage.
You know what? This is what I tell all grown-up black people. There's no such thing for me anymore as a scary movie. A movie can't scare me now. At my age, no, when I was 8, I was, oh, shit, right? Oh, Jason, Freddy, Halloween, Amityville Horror. I was scared because I didn't know nothing. I didn't have any kind of sense of anything outside my living room, outside my bedroom window. I was a child. I'm a grown man. So I can go in any theater right now and watch a movie and be like, this shit ain't scary. It's not scary. So if you allow people right now to say little random shit and you get scared and you a grown person, that's on you. You ain't supposed to be walking around this motherfucker shaking. Oh my God.
It happens all the time, man. Shit, the whole pandemic shows you that grown motherfuckers will be scared and will be moved to irrationalism because of that fear.
Man.
I don't know if that was scared. I think that was just like people not knowing. I think that was the confusion and the chaos of it, as opposed to, I know that some people were scared, real. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Unknown is
Not
scary.
knowing leads to being scared.
I wasn't scared. I was just, I didn't know what
right.
was
Others were scared.
but that wasn't scared though. I wasn't like
not knowing people when I don't know. Fear is not knowing. Like that is definitely like the definition.
No, fear is seeing something. Fear is seeing something or hearing something that gets you upset. You see a monster and you say, "Oh my God, I'm so scared."
Is that what fear means? Is that what that means?
That's what fear is. You react. It's a hormonal reaction, fight or flight. It's oh shit, that's a bear. Fuck, that's a bear. Not knowing is not fear. This is me, y'all. So if y'all feel that way, I'm not trying to take away how y'all feel.
Your body responds.
I never looked at the unknown and been scared of it. Now maybe I was confused by it. Or maybe I was kind of thinking about what's going to happen. Like, what's the possibilities? What's the worst case scenario? What's the best case scenario? But I wasn't like, because if I was scared, then I would have never moved forward into anything that I didn't understand. I would have never left home. I would have stayed in that room. You see what I'm saying? I would have said, I ain't going out there. Jason out there.
Well, that's what courage.
It's like when you little, right? And I don't know if y'all went through this, but I did. My mom say, turn that light off. Turn the light off. Close the door. Don't close that door. I don't want you to close the door. Turn the light off and close the door. It's dark as fuck in that room. I'm horrified. Like, oh shit. Oh, because I'm thinking of Jason. I'm thinking of the boogeyman. Motherfuckers done told me boogie. I'm like, oh. But as soon as I got old enough to say, man, that shit ain't real, I'm finna go to fuck to sleep. I wasn't scared. No, I didn't know what was over there, and I don't know. I can't see in the dark, but I ain't scared. I can walk in the dark now and not be scared because I'm not tripping off the unknown. But that's me. Go ahead. I cut you off because I'll be talking.
It definitely came as the same definition.
I don't think it's the same.
Fear.
I don't think definitely not knowing something. So you scared of math because you don't know it?
I'm just saying the definition, sir. I just looked them both up. So I'm just saying you would have said.
Once again, I said me. I didn't say nothing about whatever Google shit you did.
That's it. And then I think.
I tell you what, people who are scared of the unknown, this is why we have people taking the jab, because they would say, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Exactly. That's why people follow religion. They say I'd rather follow than not, shit.
I think the most important word of all that was me saying that's me. I said I don't process it like that. I didn't tell you how you should feel. You can be scared of Jason.
That ain't really how you started. First, you was like, I don't think that people was, and then you turned it into you. But at first, you was talking about the other people when we was saying we thought it was motherfuckers being scared, But that
was y'all opinion too, though. That was how y'all felt, because it's a lot of people who would tell you they wasn't scared during the pandemic. I know people who didn't even wear a fucking mask. They're like, fuck that. I'm not wearing no mask. I'm out here. I know people who never stopped moving. They didn't know what was going to happen, but they wasn't scared. So your little computer definition ain't foundational Black America safe.
Sometimes your responses be too fast and you'd be so ready to talk. Sometimes you forgot what we goddamn said.
You depend on Google too much and you look up shit. It's not
it's all right. It's all right. We're just going to move past it.
Oh, well, not yet. Until I finish what I was gonna say about it.
Well, what I had to
move on.
Like you're not listening.
Move on, motherfucker. Move on.
Respond that you're not listening.
I heard what you said. I heard what you said. That's you. If you're scared of the unknown, that's you. That's you. That's on you.
I wasn't speaking about me, is what I was saying.
It's not just you. It's whoever feels that way. If that's what you said, I don't agree with you, Kev. Fine. That's fine. Stay your ass in the house then and be scared because you don't know what's out there.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, that's what we call jumping off the porch. A motherfucker who didn't know was around the corner, so he didn't go. I was a motherfucker who walked around the corner. What the fuck is going on over here? So it ain't about fear. I'm not scared of the unknown. That's all I'm saying. He said, where's the this is Jesse going in on I don't know who you blame for this. Where's the anti-Black hate crime bill and law? Where's the George Floyd Policing Act? Where's the end of qualified immunity in all 50 states? We passed it here in Colorado, SB 217. We didn't. Where is it? That's a good question. Where's that shit at? Shouldn't we be more into asking Kamala what she's gonna do about that than saying, bitch, you ain't Black? I feel like we worried about the wrong shit. You married to a white man instead of asking her those direct questions. Like, what you gonna do? We just Sonia Massey. What you gonna do, Kamala? Has anybody asked her? Has she given a statement on that sister?
What can she do?
Call her family.
Hey, I think that would probably be a better idea for black people to do instead of just complaining, talking about what she ain't. We should be talking about what we want her to do, because that's obviously who might be one of the next motherfucker in office. We should be talking about what we want her to do. Ain't nobody said that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we need, Kamala. And everybody should be screaming this shit, at least that. I mean, I think that would be better than just complaining.
We worried about her sleeping with Willie from San Francisco. She slept with Willie. We worried about that shit.
I don't think we ever seen a president do anything in regards to like that shit. I mean, like even with Obama, like when this shit, like, well, I ain't gonna say first started happening, but like when it kind of came back to the forefront with Trayvon, I mean, he said if he had a son, he would probably look like Trayvon, and that was about the long and short of it. So I guess
Right.
I'm beyond the point where I'm asking or expecting motherfuckers to do something for me just because it's the right thing to do or because I asked to do it. It all comes down to where's your leverage. Like, we can't expect a motherfucker to do shit for us because it's the human thing to do, the right thing to do, or because we begged and bitched long enough. It comes down to leverage.
Yeah.
And how you get leverage?
Learn how to grow shit, learn how to produce shit, get your health right to the point where you ain't grabbed by the nuts for the sake of Medicaid. The shit I be saying, like, if we can, I mean, me too. Like, I'm trying to get on my health so that we can get to a point where motherfuckers living beyond 60. So maybe grandmama could babysit the kids while the younger generation go to work. Like, I mean, think about the Mexicans and the Asians. That's how I look at shit. Like, if we want a game plan, look at them motherfuckers.
Yeah, like leverage as far as this rocking together. You know what I mean? We on code, that kind of leverage.
Right. They talk about what, we $1 trillion to the economy or some
1.
shit like that.
1.2, allegedly. 1.2.
If we can't do shit else, we could stop spending our money in certain places, and then that's what gets shit done.
Now you trying to tell black people how to spend their money. But
I'm just saying, if motherfuckers really want to change besides bitching and begging, like, that's all I see motherfuckers do, bitch and beg, bitch about what they ain't getting, and begging for motherfuckers to treat them right that ain't never treated motherfuckers right in the history of them being on this bitch.
I agree with you,
everybody just be bitching on social media, though. It ain't like motherfuckers really won't change or really trying to do something this week.
No, because they would get their help together.
Asking her this, who the fuck gonna ask her some questions? Like, who finna actually go somewhere? Well, Kamala, ain't nobody gonna ask shit. Everybody just gonna keep
because they might get treated like Ice Cube did at the last election.
Huh?
They might get treated like Ice Cube did at the last election. Ice Cube went to go holler at him. You know what I mean? Niggas start calling him a coon and shit.
He was about the only person that was
emotionally driven.
That's right, but that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, black folks, what the fuck do y'all want?
For motherfuckers to be with them?
Go holler at these people? You know what I mean? If a motherfucker go holler at these people, we gonna call him a coon.
Right, motherfuckers just want to talk shit on Facebook. That's all we want to do is complain and just have shit to talk about.
And have motherfuckers agree with you. Like, they just want motherfuckers to agree with them, and if you don't agree with them, you ain't black type shit. They can't tell you what they want. They don't even got a plan. I at least had a plan.
Jesse saying Weekend at Bernie's, Dion. That's who's running the country. He's saying this a corpse too. Jesse's saying this is not a democracy. It's a constitutional republic. Okay. Ladella Greer, my brother, how you doing? He said that's what I said. Jesse said she was district attorney, assistant district attorney, and attorney general for the state of California before she was senator of California. He said she took Nina Simone's estate. She took Nina Simone's estate. Now, was Nina behind on her taxes? I don't know, because that's usually what happened.
Why were they able to take her estate?
Did y'all read about the dude? Like, I seen the story years ago, back when they had undercover footage of the Planned Parenthood president, talk about how they were selling aborted baby parts on the black market and shit. And then I just seen it recently where they were saying the dude who I guess filmed that shit, they were saying her as an attorney general was the office that like kicked in his door, confiscated his shit, and like pressed charges against him for fucking up Planned Parenthood or something. So it was just an interesting read. I don't know if y'all ever read about that, but I seen the footage where the chick was talking about how much they selling aborted fetus parts for on the black market.
Yeesh. Oh, I wasn't expecting you to go there.
Yeah, that's the shit that ain't covered by me. That be my biggest issue with this whole election shit. Like, I'm not against Democrats. I just like to put shit in front of people that I know mainstream media ain't putting in front of people. And that's what I will say. It seems like when it comes down to spending money to having a narrative pushed and other narratives that go against it put under the rug, it do definitely seem like it be that left more so than that right. They drop bag to get the narratives pushed, but like I said, I fuck both of them. Get grow food, get your health right, get land, and get some fucking leverage so we can say what we want instead of begging for shit.
Right. Go ahead, Ewok. What's happening?
The Ice Cube thing, man. Ice Cube come late to the party, so he he came too late. That's the only thing that I had. Look, you knew that old bastard was in the office. You got to ask him first. You don't wait till it's 3 months before it's time to vote, man. And then because it look a little shifty, like you want.
That was during the election. He went to both of them.
Lower your taxes, like him and 50 Cent on that same whole shit too. Motherfuckers and shit want their tax break and shit. So niggas be doing that shit, dog, for real. They want their tax cut. You know, how the fuck you gonna come? How you gonna come late and then ask to meet with the people? Give me just one more tick, Kamara. I'm gonna let you go. How you gonna come late after it's almost election? You should have been on it, telling people to ask them for stuff. He should have asked already instead of waiting till the last minute because he want to get a tax cut.
And you talking about Ice Cube?
Yeah, that's why people was upset with Cube.
I thought he came at least a year before the election. Go ahead, Kamara.
Yeah, when he did that, that was when it was time for the election. He went to holler at both of them. He went and sat down with Trump. He hollered at Biden, and Biden told him, after this election, then come back, then I'll talk to you. Biden refused to talk to him, and Trump was like, yeah, come on, let's holler. You know what I mean? And his thing was, he wanted to know what they had for black people praying. Like, what y'all got on your agenda for black people? I'm gonna get this back to the people and let them know what's happening.
Trump ass too and disappeared. Talking about he gonna be helping with the hood and shit and all of this and that. Steve Harvey, old big lip coon ass, he came running right away. Well, when the president called, you gotta go. You know Steve Harvey a tap dancer. You ain't hear about him doing no hood nothing. When Trump used him, abused him, and then you never heard nothing else from no damn Steve Harvey.
Well, he was with a bunch of other black men that went, and I think that they were trying to be proactive. I'm not gonna knock. I don't know, and maybe it is the tax thing, but it wasn't just Steve. It was a bunch of our famous black celebrities who went to talk to Trump, and they was all kind of sitting around, and there was a lie told that you just didn't work with. They're gonna work with HUD, and they ended up looking stupid. I think even Steve said something about later on they was basically asked to give some money. And so, he was like, nah, man, nah. So, yeah, that was fraud. Like, and, Trump, listen, it's a crazy election and people feel the way they feel. What I'm trying to do is not be mad at somebody because they choose one or the other. I don't think it actually makes you a coon automatically because you vote for Trump. I won't say you're a coon because you don't vote for Kamala. I'm still people over politics. Like, that's your personal business anyways. First of all, you don't even have to tell me who the fuck you voted for. And once you do, then you're open to criticism if I disagree with you. But like you said, we're a little emotional, so we tend to react. Tiarsha says, I do the same thing as you, Kev. As soon as Candace Owens come on, I turn the channel. I never, ever listen to her. And he said, this is Jesse. He said, yeah, keep scrolling. He's speaking to Courtney. He says, hey, Juice Lady. I'm just catching up, y'all. I'm just catching Juice Lady had a photo shoot. Did y'all see her glamour pics over the weekend? Juice Lady, what was your photo shoot for?
It was for the Chamber of Commerce. We were doing just upgrading our photos from last year. We had on brown, this year we had on green, and I was telling everybody I was gonna wear a gown. You know, nigga believe when you say you're gonna be fabulous. And one chick was like, "You're gonna have some gloves with it." I was like, "Oh, nigga, I didn't even think about that." And then I ordered the gloves. So I'm like, "Fuck you, mean?" Yeah, we got our hair done. Shit.
Why you didn't get the long cigarette holder?
You know, and one of my people said that. He was like, "Folks, you should have had that." I'm like, "Well, first off, this was a work shoot." You know, it wasn't personal.
You can't go with the Newport, right?
Yeah.
I saw that. I'm like, she out here in Hollywood. I thought you was out of town somewhere.
Yeah, man, right on Lisbon. You know what I'm saying?
Had to get up out of there quick.
Yeah, you know.
Look at her. Rob your ass. Dion said that's because many people have been affected by her policies. That's why we're talking shit about her. Man, talk all the shit you want. I don't know her personally. I just know, once again, I'm looking at big picture politics. I'm just looking at the big picture.
Look at how many politicians it is out here, right? And like, we don't know none of them that we feel comfortable with. We don't know none of them that we feel 100% real about. You know what I'm saying? Because they all got their name on some bullshit laws and shit.
It's part of the game. It's part of being a politician.
Part of the game for them.
He said majority of the black people she incarcerated were for false and bogus charges. Come on, Outlaws. Y'all have heard from Shabaka about what she did in California. What more do you need to know?
Well, how do we know it was false and bogus charges? Yeah, I know in every state is false and bogus charges, but that don't mean everybody false and bogus.
I guess once again, I understand that she was the attorney general. So usually they lock people up. Like
that's
prosecutors, like lawyers, they lock people up. Like, and I would have to go. Am I saying that the justice system is not flawed and that black people don't get a raw deal? Of course not. We talk about the fact that we're disproportionately convicted for the same offenses committed by our white counterparts. We do the time, they go home. We know that. I'm not. Once again, I think if you take her record as attorney general and you take Trump and compare their two, like what they've done over time, to me it's easy peasy. I'm gonna vote for her. Like, if y'all like him because he's a 32-time felon, if black people really feeling him because he wears some goofy ass sneakers or he got a mugshot on the t-shirt, then say that. Then don't try to come and say his policies. And when I say what policies, they go the ones he wrote. Like,
and you don't hear him. They ain't just said shit about Trump.
So what negatively impacted you the 4 years he was in office? How were you negatively impacted, Kevin?
Well, first of all, the attitude of white people was many. All of a sudden, and look, white people have always been racist, right? But all of a sudden, to be this kind of card-carrying MAGA, racist, ultra-conservative, shit-talking white man who thinks he has the right to make citizens arrests and shit, and this shit became way more popular. I don't think we can ignore the trends of them just being fucking asinine. And there was no law enforcement reform under him.
Karen got famous under the Trump administration.
Karen and Kevin's, they call them, right? Or Kens. What do they call them? Kevin's or Kens? Right? I mean, that's that attitude I'm talking about. Come on. And then what he really did was he started to dismiss a lot of programs that helped minorities, like affirmative action. Like, this is where this whole DEI process comes in, where they started to stand and say, no, you motherfuckers ain't getting nothing because you black. A lot of these quotas that companies have to abide by in terms of receiving federal funds, you have to have a certain amount of black employees. That all that shit went away. So that negatively affected me. And as a person, now you talking about the unknown, and you talking about, hey man, let me go ahead and when you talk about, I want to reduce any kind of gun control and just let anybody get one. So then that means you don't give a fuck about the fact that we have a problem in our community with gun violence. That puts my kids at risk. That affects me. That puts me at risk at a gas station pumping fucking gas when you don't know a motherfucker might roll up on you with 2, 3, 4, 5 AKs. or as my son say, with the switch. There was nothing done under his presidency that moved the needle forward for people of color in this country. That negatively affected me. There was further denial and dismissal of reparations. That negatively affected me. And it culminated when I watched them storm the Capitol and basically be let off and be given slaps on the wrist for that shit, just to reinforce the fact that we can do whatever the fuck we want to y'all. That negatively affected me. So I said, I won't vote for this motherfucker no more. And I got tired of it. When you talk about COVID and you say he removed the parameters that were there to protect us from pandemics. Would it have worked? We don't know, because he got rid of it. So I had to live through the pandemic like everybody else. That negatively, well, it didn't negatively affect me. I had a good time during the pandemic.
Did Biden give you reparations?
No, not. You didn't ask me. Ask me about Biden then. Ask me what he did to negatively affect me.
Did he correct the gun laws? That
he did not. That so negatively affected me.
He felt that they were okay as well. He left them how they were.
And he lied. And he said that there was going to be law enforcement reform and all kinds of shit. That negatively affected me. This inflation under Biden negatively affects me. They both.
Every president negatively affects.
Well, I'm saying real. I'm saying.
Ain't neither one of them shit.
White people have always had audacity. Like when you bring up that they seem to have gotten more violent under Trump. I think Trayvon was under Obama. I think Mike Brown was under Obama. Like, I think the majority of that shit happened with a Democrat in office. I'm not champion for Republicans. Fuck them both. I just don't want us to get blindsided against one and the other because of, you know, like, I ain't heard shit that was quantifiable.
If you
know what I'm saying?
If you notice, I didn't say anything about black people getting killed under Trump.
No, you said white people audacity.
Hold on. That's happened under every fucking president we've ever had.
Exactly.
So that's why I didn't mention that. What I'm talking about is the attitude of. I got a white neighbor right now who I was over here under Obama. I was over here under our. Now when Trump comes, guess what he does? Big ass "Make America Great" flag hanging in his yard now all of a sudden. And I'm so proud to be an American. That shit came under Trump. I said their attitude. I didn't say I didn't even mention violence. When I see a white woman jump out her car and see some black kids protesting and get out and spit in the kid's face. Now, 5-6 years prior to that, that shit wasn't happening because that white woman been like, I don't want these niggas to beat my ass. The police would have came and did it, not no single solitary white woman. That was the attitude. That was how they were coming at us. You didn't notice a different attitude for white people under Trump? Maybe you didn't. I might be sensitive to it. But that negatively affected me. She asked me the question.
I noticed, I seen a lot of white people angry at the movement. You know what I'm saying? The whole Black Lives Matter movement that you know, and you know, so I definitely seen that. I seen them mad at that. See, like I think everybody move under fear. Like you got the fear of us worrying about shit getting worse. You got the fear of them worried about their way of life is coming to an end and they losing their country and like it's just a bunch of fearful people reacting to the media and shit to me.
Tiarsha says people go get their nails done by Asians. So big deal. She's part Asian. She says she's part Asian. So fuck it, right? He said, well, y'all asked for alternatives since you feel the need to participate in this illegitimate political system and election.
What about Robert Kennedy?
She might help get your nails done cheaper.
He said, but listen at what he's saying to us, because he said y'all. So it ain't just me, right? He says, y'all asked for alternatives since you feel the need to participate in this illegitimate political system and election. But I did also say, then what is the plan? If, okay, this is all bullshit, I ain't participating. Is that the answer for us? Fuck it. Just don't vote. Don't just go about your day. Just, is that what black people want? Since they hate her, they hate Biden, we hate Trump, we hate everybody. So fuck it. Nobody wins. We won't have a president no more.
You can
which election was legitimate? Like they all illegitimate. Because remember the other day I said I feel like, you know, we should be able to nominate who we want to be even in the preliminaries.
Yeah.
You have to place your candidates. You got to
Right.
develop.
You know what I
and
mean? I'm
place your
just saying,
candidates.
but we I feel like we got to at least figure out how to get it to that point.
It's a starting point. It's a starting point.
Discussions that should be had before the elections, even
You know what I
way
mean?
before.
4
All right.
years
Who
in advance.
do y'all not have a problem with?
Right. That was the question. Like, I think people getting it twisted that I'm a Kamala, like Captain Save-A-Ho or something. Like, I'm not really team. I ain't riding with Kamala like that. Like, people coming out, all I'm saying is Trump, Kamala. That's all I'm saying.
That's why I was just comparing, like, how much despair, how was your life ruined when Trump was in office, and then want to see how your life was negatively affected with Biden in office and negatively affected with Obama in office. And instead of trying to make it seem like life was just so fucked up with Trump, no, all of them was fucking up. They always doing some bullshit. Biden ain't fitting none of Trump bullshit. So
you asked me a loaded question then, because you said how you asked me directly. You said Kevin too. You said my whole government name almost. Kevin. You said how has it negatively affected you?
Yes.
And then I told you, and you said that's some bullshit. Why you ask me the question? Like I also told you. Right, it's a loaded question.
What makes Kamala the lesser of the two evils type shit?
Right.
Because I'm curious about that too.
Because to me, honestly, I have no time for no MAGA white person. I don't have time for no old conservative white person who still refer to us as colored. I don't have time for it. And now she's a boule, and I'm gonna tell y'all this too.
Kev feel like the country gonna get more egregiously racial if Trump is in office.
It will, because I understand.
That's it right there.
Yeah,
that's a domestic issue. Like, I mean, globally,
whatever kind of issue it is, that's
like globally. Do you think
to the question
having a woman as president would change how these other countries fuck with us? Like, that's what I'm curious about. Like, will they respect us? Will they?
How can they not when they got queens and shit? We just had a England. Well, they figured this,
See, I'm just curious, like, you know, how that would shift shit. You know,
wasn't Trump fucking up relationships with other countries or him though? Like when he was in office. I don't know. I'm asking.
Trump's foreign. What was his foreign policy? Right, like
he was foreign shit was fucked up.
Grabbing people by the pussy.
Only Turkish people. You said voting blue
how
no
was
matter
his
what.
relationships with foreign countries?
And I know that
nobody likes Trump.
But I think they will respect him because he's a man. I know a lot of men just that I talk to feel the same way. Like, hell no, she ain't gonna win. There's other men in office, and man, everything gonna be fucked up. They just gonna take over our shit because she a woman and run over us. And
she's also a woman who has control of the United States military.
Like,
so you might want to be careful what you say. Not you, but
black
them.
Men that don't like Kamala.
It is a lot of them.
I think a lot of them like Charles and White.
Black men. There's more black men.
I don't like either one of them, but what I don't like is the whole black card being played. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I don't like. Don't play with my intelligence, like type shit. Like I can't tell you. Like I seen her father, but and all they say is he Jamaican, but
Mama's Jamaican.
Indians
was it? I don't know.
No, Dad.
I don't know. I know that Indians been in Jamaica since what, the 18 and 1700s, helping with the railroad. Like that's why Jamaicans got curry goat, curry chicken, shit, hell, weed. All that shit comes from India.
Our peers is the ones making that an issue more than anybody. You know what I mean? Because we over here arguing whether or not she black.
See, my whole thing is it comes down to
more of an issue to us.
My thing is, if she ain't a motherfucker lying and I ain't fucking with it, I ain't fucking with being lied to. That I guess it ain't. I don't give a fuck what she is. I don't feel either one of them motherfuckers for me either way. But it would add insult to injury if, you know, the whole hot sauce and shit and shit like that. Like, don't pander to black people and try to use a card that you never used in life unless it was some sort of fucking minority shit that was beneficial. You know what I'm saying?
Me personally, I feel like you melanated, we together. Cause you know what I mean. If you do something wrong, you with the niggas.
I mean,
You know what I
and
mean?
I
If you
feel you.
melanated, we together.
I
Mexicans, they a
mean,
derivative of us. Puerto Ricans, they're a derivative of us. If you melanated, we together.
I mean,
I'm just saying this how I feel.
right? No, and
So
you
to me,
absolutely right
like
because
that's
race
no
is a
issue. I
social
feel like
construct. So everybody is the out of Africa theory. Hell, you know what I'm saying?
right.
But I guess what I'm saying is I'm just curious as to if what I'm being told is true. I guess I'll say it like that.
About if she black or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise it seems like that's their angle, pandering to black people, getting women votes because she a woman, getting black votes because she black. Get like you know what I'm saying. So
That's the
I'm
thing
just
with every
curious.
election.
Right,
Huh?
that's what they did with Obama,
That's
right?
the thing with every election, though.
Yeah,
They
no,
trying to
that's what
figure
I'm
out how to
saying.
get the black vote, how to get
That's
the
what
black
I'm
Right.
saying.
woman vote, how to, you know what I mean? It's
They
just the
always
thing
gonna
is,
find a way to
she's
pander
it's
to
just
it.
the thing that it's a black woman that's in office. That mean that's running for office. You know what I mean? And then it's our people arguing over the color. The white man done endorsed her. There's other white people endorsing her and shit. But then we arguing about if she black or not.
Jesse
How
says
many
voting
how many
blue no
people
matter
she done
what has
locked up?
not
How
helped
many
us.
people these other white folks done locked up?
Jesse, at what point did you hear me endorse voting blue? Once again, we always say on this show, we're neither Republicans nor Democrats. And I'm not trying to sell Kamala to y'all. That's not my job. I ain't got a check at all. I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, look at the big picture. That's all I'm asking black people to do. And we're also asking the question, what is the alternative? Who y'all what is we trying to get Oprah in there? We want Michelle. Like, say who we want then. If we don't want her, then people saying, no, I ain't with her. Who are you with?
Did y'all talk about that video that Elon Musk posted? The AI video of her? Did y'all see that?
I didn't see that.
I feel like we
you didn't see that AI campaign
anybody
video?
they try to put in office. You know what I mean? And then
right
we're gonna be over here in our community arguing about it.
Well, we gotta go. Social media is gonna have your first, like people gonna look on there or YouTube and then try to find a follow-up. But you're talking, Courtney, you talking about a AI video of Kamala Harris?
Elon Musk posted like a campaign video of Kamala Harris, and it was AI generated. And I guess basically when he posted it on Twitter, they have a thing on there you're supposed to click if it's AI, and he didn't. So he just posted it. So it really seemed like it could have been real. So she was talking about how she was the best DEI candidate, and I mean, it was just saying some bullshit. It was, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna send that shit to you on IG.
I didn't see it. Who knows?
Wow, that AI shit is dangerous.
It can be very, very detrimental. We got to really watch it. It's Lord have mercy, because I be seeing stuff sometimes, and now my mind is starting to say, "Is this AI?" Every time I see something now, is this AI? Like, because I don't want to be fooled by it. So you're right. It's dangerous. Jesse says the delegates vote, not you. Vote, not you, for the president. The Electoral College decides who wins, not you, unless you're a delegate or an elector for a particular party. I don't want to listen. You know what? We don't even have enough time to really go over what the Electoral College does and all this. I just know that the popular vote, a lot of times, whether people want to give it credit or not, has been on the same page as the Electoral College. There's been a couple times that there was an anomaly. But let's be honest here. Most of the time, at least what they've told us, for all you tinfoil hat wearing people, the popular vote and the Electoral College votes were kind of on the same kind of thing. I know it's happened where it didn't work like that, but I'm going with the norm and not the exceptional to the rule. And I would like for people, once again, I think a lot of times we talk about stuff, but we don't have a solution. I like to know what the alternative. Let's rebuild it then. I'm all for that. But like right now, something going on that we got to decide on. Mama Jenkins in the chat room. She said, "Good evening, my Outlaw family. These people are so worked up about this president shit. And so am I. But we got enough shit happening here in this raggedy city going on. Like cops running over a body in the street. And these young punk asses killing every night." He said, "As for this voting, I'm going with VP Harris. I don't care what she screw. I don't care who she screw or what the hell she locked up." I'm sorry, y'all. She said, I don't care who she screw or who the hell she lock up for breaking the damn laws, and fuck Trump with his stupid racist ass. Mama Jenkins said that part. That part.
Man, I don't know why we got so much sympathy for niggas breaking laws and shit, fucking our community up.
Man, look.
I don't know why we got so much sympathy for them.
Them real niggas.
Because Milwaukee hot as a bitch right now. This shit OC. I was just texting my ex like, yo, I'm probably finna get up out of here in like 2 years so we can work out how we gonna do with these kids or something, because this shit getting rough.
When I was running around doing dumb shit out here, you know what I mean, putting poison in the community, I had to go sit my motherfucking dumb ass down and go figure it out and read a book.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right, Kamar. And for somebody, and graciously, most of the brothers I know who've done numbers, always to a man tell me, no, I was on some bullshit. But I tell you what, I won't be taking my ass back. And you can't talk them into doing shit wrong. Like I be all excited. Like, I got this new gun. My cousin like, yo, you know I can't be around that shit? Cause he used to be the one that always was strapped. So them sitting down behind that wall, you know, and that's why we keep saying, when you fuck up, sometimes somebody need to grab you and say, hey, you need to think, you need to learn what your error was here. I don't know if we want a lawless society or we want the laws. We wanted them slanted towards us. We want them slanted. And I get it. He said, I don't have surface understanding. I'm deeply entrenched in politics. Hey, man, if the shoe fit, buy a matching purse. If you say I'm informed, I don't have a surface understanding, then obviously I'm not talking about you. But those of us who do have a surface understanding and know that we know that they don't know, they need to admit it, because that's the only way you're going to get better. If you dumb, I'm sorry, I won't say the word dumb. If you're unlearned, like if somebody can't read, they recognize the limitation. Eventually, they're going to have to say, man, I'm not going to lie, dog. I can't read. I need some help learning how to read. If he never or she never admits it and goes to learn how to read, they're going to be illiterate for their whole life. Can you imagine how limited understanding you got if you are like illiterate? Kev, it's real life. It's real life out here. It's real. I'm talking about illiterate. Like you can't read a damn thing. I don't know what you got a hell of a survival instinct. He's speaking on white people. He said they're not supreme. They created a system to make it seem like they're supreme. And at the same time, racist white supremacist controls everything on this planet, whether we want to admit it or accept it. Who's denying that, though? Who's denying that white people have a strong influence over everything? He's agreeing with you, Rel. He said exactly that part. And hold on, I'm gonna catch this chat room up if it's the last thing I do. The facts over feelings. He said, we call her Cop Mala because she was named the top cop of California. That's what the Attorney General is called everywhere, ain't it? The United States Attorney General is called the top cop. I thought that's just lingo. Mama Jenkins said the people perish for their lack of knowledge, like not listening and reading or engaging in your surroundings and correcting things that matter. Speak up and speak out. Said exactly, Rel. That was scare tactics and fear mongering from the Democrats in 2020, and now they're trying to fear monger us with Project 2025. We've been living Project 1619 for over 400 years. Earl Henning says, I bet you don't walk in the dark on 27th and Burleigh. If that's where I lived at, I would. I'm not finna pull up there now and just take a stroll. Shit, I live so far from that shit. That would be just to prove a point.
That's the point. Get away from it.
Right. It's a good point, though, I guess. If you say, I bet your ass ain't so brave on 27. No. Yeah. But you know what? There's a lot of people over there who come up in that community that's where they have to live. They'll walk over there all night long.
Shit, I used to live off of 28th and Locust, and I worked at Pepsi at the time, so I used to have to get my ass up at 4 a.m. and walk to that Fond du Lac bus stop to get the Pepsi that was on Silver Spring. So Shit, when you stay over there, you do what you got to do.
Yeah, I used to walk up and down Atkinson 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning when I lived over there. Now, would I pull up over there now and just go for a stroll? Absolutely not. I'm not scared
we
of
done
the
had
dark.
dope houses. Hey, we done had dope houses over there. You know what I mean? And we wasn't walking around the neighborhood at that time.
Strapped up.
You know what I'm saying? If we would walk to the gas station about 3, 4 deep, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, this just wasn't being scary. You know what I mean? It was being smart.
Yeah.
We was that age of those niggas around here. You know what I'm saying? So
y'all was with the shits. Like that's what y'all was in the game. It's hey, fair exchange ain't no robbery. You want to rob me? I'm strapped. Hey, the impossible force, the unstoppable force meets the immovable object. Some got to give. That's the way it was. But you right, Earl. Yeah, I was a kid, ain't scared of the dark unless he on 27th and Burleigh, right? He said, this is TR said, laughing my butt off that Google shit you did. Sleepy glitching dementia. Joe Biden passed an anti-Asian hate crime bill with no problem. Why is it always a problem for us? Why is it always a problem for us? You don't get anything specific for us. I ain't disagreeing with you. Shit, who disagrees with that? That's why I said it's not like, once again, I'm not a Joe Biden. I wasn't even gonna vote for Joe Biden. Y'all heard me on this show say I would vote for a bologna sandwich before I would vote for Trump, but I wasn't gonna vote for Joe Biden. I couldn't honestly vote for him. Because I felt like he was, like we said, I feel like there was a cognitive issue there. We didn't have a dog in the fight. I just felt like Trump was running amok at that point. He said, so you want us to vote for people who constantly take our votes for granted? I want you to vote for whoever you want to. I want you to vote for whoever you want to. And if you want to vote for somebody different than I'm saying, you have a platform where you can express that. People over politics. I ain't mad at you. If one of my family members call me and say, Kev, I hear you on your podcast, but I'm going to vote for Trump. I say, shit, it's all good. We still family. If Kamar said, Kev, I'm voting. Any one of y'all tell me I'm voting for Trump, I say, it's all good. You off the show.
But then if I go get with a white man, I'm dead wench.
Yeah, you are. I mean, but you know.
God damn it.
if I go give me an ice queen, I'm a Sambo. So, you know, like I said, if the shoe fits, if anybody out there is listening to anything we're saying, if any of this hits you hard and you say, oh, that shit triggered me, it's probably because it was true. And you feel some kind of way about it. So respond how you want to. Look, man, that's what I'm saying. I don't waste a lot of time arguing about who the fuck I'm going to vote for. You're not going to change my mind. I'm not going to change yours. We had these conversations because we do a show and we try to what I try to do is make people who are not paying attention to this shit have some understanding, or at least have a lead to say, I heard them say that on this show, because everybody makes great points and points out things that have been in the media. So if somebody leaves here and say, I didn't know that about Kamala, or I didn't know that about Trump, or I didn't know. You see what I'm saying? We're doing our job. Our job is not to dictate, but to inform. So I'm not encouraging, vote for who you want to. He said, I've hollered at these people and I've been attending my city council meetings, state assembly, and very active in the politics in my area. So I don't just whine, bitch, and complain. I actually get in. Congratulations to you. Shout out to you, man, for doing your thing. Ain't no problem with somebody who out there on the front lines. I've been there, done that. It's a lot of people who just continuously, every day, consistently. Every time there's something going on, they there. They on the scene. Boom, we got to say something. We got to do something. There's nothing wrong with that either. But we all have different gifts. Like Rel was talking about his ability to grow food and do all these kinds of things. We all have different abilities, right? Everybody on this screen right now, if shit went down, we could all assemble and say, I'm good at this. I'm good at this. I'm good at this. And it'd be a hell of a team. But the person who come along that don't offer shit got to get the fuck up out the door. Your ass. You bring nothing to the table, motherfucker.
I don't know what I know how to do.
Eating up all Kamar greens while we out hunting
this shit. You better figure it out right now. You better start figuring that shit out.
Yeah. Kamar, teach me, Braille, teach me about seeds, please.
Hey, shit, that's what they can do. They can be the labor. Shit, I'll put them to work.
That's usually what people don't know shit end up doing, right?
Yeah, I put them to work.
That's how it works.
Out there and break their goddamn
in the field.
Yeah, man. Somebody got to do that too. Shit, you don't get no McDonald's if ain't nobody working there. Exactly. You can order your food at the drive-through window. That shit ain't coming when you pull up if there's nobody in there. Somebody got to get them fries in the bag. Shout out to me too, because I ain't had no McDonald's all summer. I said I'm not eating no more fast food. I got my son some wings for his 18th birthday. Shout out to my son. He turned 18 yesterday. Can't believe it. Where did time go?
It's like you was going to say somewhere bootleg.
No, it's from Popeyes. And I got him some wings. So I ate a few of them. That was the only fast food I've eaten this whole summer. So I was just saying, I don't know nobody who's seen me in there like that nigga lying. I seen him get some wings.
Yeah.
Ain't been to Popeyes in forever.
Yeah, you got some Popeyes wings for his birthday?
He loves them. He loves the what is they? Habanero, the really hot ones. Mm. And I kept asking my son what he wanted to eat because he could have eaten anything he wanted to. And he kept saying, I don't know. And then he left with his friends. So I'm like, I know he liked wings. So he had his birthday cake and he had some wings. So yeah, that's why.
How many wings do they give you at Popeyes?
Well, you can get the spicy joints. I think it was like 20 or something for like $24. But he loves the wing company up here on Lover's Lane too. It's Koreans, right?
Yeah, and connected to that gas station.
Yeah, where the old Empire Road used to be.
In the South, it's usually only Koreans making the wings. Like you go to Atlanta, like when I came back, that's what I was used to. Asians making all the bomb ass wings. And then I came back here and the Asians here didn't know how to make wings. And I was very disappointed. So just know if you go to the South, that shit is a very normal thing. Making fire ass wings.
I always found that odd.
Fire wings in Atlanta.
That is odd.
It's like when you go to Mississippi,
fried chicken. Like
when you go to Mississippi, the Arabs own the hotels. Like back in the days when we would go to Mississippi, we go to Kosciuszko, Mississippi to rent it. And it's Arabs who owned it. I'm like, all the Arabs own hotels down here. I don't know how it is now. I haven't been down there since the 90s.
That's right.
A lot of towns like that.
Arabs get around. They get around, right?
Clearly.
Whatever the product is.
Fuck.
They will build a gas station on your ass. We got a brand new one right here on 91st and Capitol. It's popping already, too. Like, damn.
Is it?
Yes, it's already. They tore the old one down. It sat there vacant for a minute. And then I think that was some white people who owned that. But it went away and then.
Yeah, they was working on cars in there, too.
They was. Okay. Yep. Yeah, that's a straight up gas station now. It's popping. Okay. Blunt wraps and everything. He said, fuck them both. Kamar is correct about Ice Cube in 2020. He said, to hell with Steve Harvey, too.
To hell with him.
Dion says, a preacher from Milwaukee went to holler at Trump. Well, you know, unless things have changed, the Church of God in Christ was still in control of the faith-based initiative money here. So we know there's been a friendship with the Black church and the Republican Party, at least a faction of it, for a very long time. That was established years ago under Bush, that they, that they hold governance over the faith-based initiative money in Milwaukee. And I don't know the real, administrative financial facts for it, but it's the thing. I think they were a group who said we can deliver Republican votes. And the Republicans, Bush and them said, okay, here, because this is a Democratic stronghold. Who's that preacher that you're talking about, Dion? Jesse said we the only people who allow their celebrities to speak for us on very important things like reparations and Black specific policy. We are the only group who allows that. Wait for the DNC next month. Yeah, white people brought Hulk Hogan. But white people brought Hulk Hogan. They brought Amber Rose. So we don't.
What the hell do we want, man? Like, you know what I mean? On one end, we don't want the celebrities to say nothing. Then on the other end, we want the celebrities to use their platform to start speaking up.
I know we do be confused, don't we? And I think they're pulling them out for the poor white folks, like poor white people's Hulk Hogan. Amber Rose kind of towards the Black folks and the women. It'd be celebrities for the lower class. The people that's easily, led.
There's always been a relationship between celebrities and Hollywood, though, hasn't there? Like, and when it comes to social issues, because like Kamar said, and I'm one of them who I say if there's a celebrity who never spoke up on any kind of social issues, I had an issue with them. My problem is when they pick the dumbest, most uninformed ones. Like, you shouldn't be asking Kodak Black about shit, right? Like I don't feel like you need to get, hey, Lil Uzi Vert, what do you think about the Democratic policies in the country? Like you can lead them dudes off. There are some celebrities who are involved in.
And if it's any rapper who I would trust going to holler at the president, he's Ice Cube. Look at his whole life, his whole career.
Chuck D, Ice Cube,
Killer Mike.
He's been going hard on him his whole career on an institution. Fuck the police. He started out. You know what I'm saying? So if it's any rapper, I wouldn't mind speaking for me when he go talk to the president. I would say Ice Cube, man.
I wouldn't be mad at Cube or Chuck or somebody like even Brother Jay from the X Clan. I don't know what he talking now.
Right, Brother Jay, yeah.
CRS1, hell, I say Lord Jamar, you go talk to him if you could just stop saying, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I think we got some. I think it's some. You know what I mean? Where it's okay.
My people made it to him. So
you said they made what?
I said my people made it to him.
Who was
Kanye,
that?
just in case.
Kanye he wouldn't talk to Trump. Yeah, that's your man. I forgot that's your man's.
I like Kanye too.
Right, Kamar likes Kanye. You like Kanye too, right?
I like Kanye.
I think he's a Looney Tune, but hey, look, to each his own, right? This is what makes this thing work.
Hey, I'm better than Trump.
Is he? Kamar, see, you starting shit now. You starting shit. What could he do to negatively affect my life? Ask me that. What could Kanye do to you to negatively affect you, Kevin? He said, this is Ernest said, I stopped by courthouse last night. That brown Cadillac was outside, so I left. You referencing Scarface? Trail, Courtney, this your people. How you say this? How you say this name on the screen?
Trail call.
Okay. He's speaking to you.
Hey,
says,
Trail.
Hey, Juice Lady. What it do, Juice Lady? That's one of the reasons we have the Innocence Project, because a lot of people are incarcerated, false and bogus charges. What policy did the dump as inhuman shit pass that directly harm black people? What did he pass? Period. Presidents sign off. They don't pass anything. They have executive veto power. The only thing he really controls is the military. Because if he created policy and signed laws, then we wouldn't need a Congress or Senate. We wouldn't need state representatives. We wouldn't need Supreme Courts. A president doesn't hold absolute power. The excuse everybody made for Obama was he couldn't do nothing because the Republicans wouldn't let him, and that was cool. Once again, for Kevin Barnes, Trump's attitude for me was the main thing. Kamara always talking about seeing energy, and y'all always talking about checking out vibes and seeing auras. When I look at Trump, it's all bad. It just all my little alarms, all the bells and whistles go off, and that might just be a personal reaction. Said attitude is not policy, and affirmative action hasn't benefited us in decades, Kev. White women benefit more so than anyone from affirmative action. I benefited from it. I went to a HWCU, historically white college or university.
Where you go?
A bunch of them. I didn't go to no black colleges. I went to school in North Dakota, Minnesota, and Illinois. And all of them was white schools.
How was that?
It was very educational.
Okay, all right.
I managed to get a degree from it. And then so when I say that, it's going to be somebody listen say, man, fuck your degree. That college shit don't mean nothing anyway. See, like Kamar said, it's never enough. It is always going to be somebody on the sideline like, that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. He said he's not a person of color. He's a people. Degree. Right. That little degree. You got your little degree, right? Went to that little ass college, right? That little ass education you got. It ain't shit, Kamar. You right. Everybody's smarter than me.
Oh, you went to 3 little colleges, huh?
4. I went to 4. That was undergrad.
Right.
Talk about masters and doctoral studies. Let me toot my own horn. I owe enough money. He said, I'm not a people of color. I'm a people of culture. A FBA, DOA's freedman. Okay. I'm a Barnes. I'm Lee and Ida's son. I'm for real. I'm from Capitol Drive. I'm a CDTFB.
What is that?
I'm from Crenshaw Mafia.
Capitol Drive. CDTF.
You African booty scratcher.
Courtney, if you don't know, you'll never know. You'll never know if you don't know already.
Drive, train.
She nosy.
So damn irritating.
Exactly what he said. None of them never did shit. Trayvon Martin and Mike Brown, Freddie Gray, and Sandra Bland happened under Osambo's administration. Once again, I'm selective. I didn't blame Trump for black people getting killed in America. That's not what I said.
You blamed him for white folks' energy. You know
I blame him for the energy, the attitude that our country had. Maybe y'all didn't see it. See, you see what you're looking for.
They was acting like what you say. They was acting like that.
It was way more Brody.
Like then they're jumping at you and shit.
Like, look, goddamn it. It's like, what the fuck? Who you talking to, man? They'll whoop your ass. Like, I don't know. I'm not blaming him for black people dying. He said, so you like your racist white supremacist covert, not overt. It all makes sense now. I prefer means straight, mind straight, no chaser. I didn't. Do I have to have a preference? Do I gotta say I like it straight up or secret? It's all the same shit, ain't it? I'm just glad that I can see both of them. Why do I gotta say I like one better than the other? And they both fucked up.
That's
everybody would know why you read the chat so late. You know, Tiarsha want to know why are you just reading that other chat, and you do be reading it be so late and so slow.
Yeah, because I be talking with 3 people and somebody on the phone while I'm doing this show. So I don't
understand. I understand.
People just say my shit. I commented. Read the comments, Kev. On my ass, man. Like I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Kevin.
TRC said Biden is trying to pass a bill where officers that does criminal actions and immunity can't be used. He met with Congress today about this bill, so he's going after qualified immunity when it's election time.
That's right.
I'd like to know more about that. TRC, put that in the People's News Network. I got to check that out. He said Robert Kennedy. Robert Kennedy. Hold on, Dion.
History, though.
Hold on, Dion. I got to get caught up with this chat room. You see people complain and shit, and then people on the show be like, "You cut me off." Robert Tiarsha said Robert Kennedy is acting like a Klan leader. He said to hell with RFK too. Said Rail already said what we need to do. It just falls on deaf ears. I don't think anybody on here is not listening to Rail. I think more people who watch this show listen to Rail than listen to me.
We voting for Rail or what?
Right. It'd be like, fuck Kev. We voting for Rail tonight. Jesse said, complaint juice, lady. Shit, man, it's going down. A said, you right, Rail. The media is responsible for this shit. They want civil war. Media is the most effective weapon they have. The companies are what's controlling the narrative. It's bigger than them Dems and Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jesse says Kamala is worse than Trump and Biden, policy-wise. Damn, that's crazy. As he said, that's nasty work, champ. Tiasha said these black people better vote unless they want the Klan leader to win. He said if he gets elected again, he'll make everyone pay for him not getting elected before. It would take away all of our rights. Is that fear-mongering? Is that fear-mongering?
A little bit.
Policy over personality, he said.
Hey, a few weeks ago, everybody was shitting on Biden for being a part of that crime bill.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And now they shitting on her saying she the motherfucker. She the reason motherfuckers been getting locked up.
Right.
Whose fault is it?
Both of them. He did 3 strikes and then they
whose fault is
it? Up. Both of them.
Trump didn't start any new wars, he's saying. Neither did Biden. Did he start the Ukraine joint? Did he start what's going on in Israel? I don't think that was Biden. Biden was asleep. I guarantee you.
My bad.
No, Trump just almost started a civil war.
Clinton did 3 strikes. Did he?
He just almost started a war.
I think 3 strikes came before. It came with I think that came before, or is that part of the?
That was that was in the past. He did the crack 10 years immediately. That's what he did. Correct.
Well, states were able to kind of attach mandatory minimums. That's what you're talking about? Mandatory minimums. Okay. Yeah, did the federal government change this kind of the way they prosecuted people for cocaine too? Like powder used to hold less time than Ready Rock, and then it just became any gram wise. Dion, I got you. Hold on a second. Jessie says her daddy is Jamaican Coolie, which is basically East Indian Jamaican, and her mom is Brahmin East Indian.
Oh, wait.
There you go.
Jamaicans ain't black.
Okay. He said all those other non-white groups, all those other non-white groups align in racist white supremacy and are being used as a buffer classes and elevated above us. He said, like Shabaka says, always says artificial intelligence is dangerous. Now let me see this. Let me see this. Tiasha said you're right, Kevin. The Klan leader won the electoral vote and won even though Hillary Clinton actually won. Earl said, "Who moving to Alaska?"
You definitely don't want Hillary as no motherfucker.
Well, yeah, she didn't. Yeah, that was bad. That's why I didn't vote.
Well, let me chill, shit. I don't want that smoke.
Most mixed people call black.
Yeah, well, there are people.
Just the one drop rule does that count?
Bob Marley.
Yeah,
he white and
probably the blackest mixed person ever.
He's white and black Jamaican.
Yeah.
And Keisha Cole. No, I'm just kidding.
Look, so Jamaican, is that considered black?
Not foundational.
No, that's like saying American. Shit, there's white Americans, black Americans, Spanish.
Right.
Jamaican is Jamaican, but
see, this is my point though. Like that, they would look at us like we they brothers, right?
People of the diaspora would. I mean, like when we think of Jamaica, we think everybody black. No, there's Asians. There's a lot of, like, one of the top dance hall queens back in the day was a Japanese woman. Like, there's a lot of Asians there. There's a lot of South Asians there.
And they come from, they was black at first.
A lot of white people there. A lot of
they're all there. So saying somebody is Jamaican is like saying somebody is American. It doesn't say what their ethnic background is. Like I said, I seen him, but he looked Indian to me. And I mean he could be black. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, when a lot of people who don't know the history of Jamaica will just say, well, he's Jamaican. But Indians occupied, they were in Jamaica working hand in hand with the black folks. They was there doing field work, railroads. That's where they get their curry from. That's a lot of people have traced like the Rastafarianism back to Indian religions and shit. Like, so it's a whole lot of intermingling. Right. So he could be Jamaican, but he could also be 100% South Asian. Just
when I see a Jamaican, when I see a black Jamaican, I say that's a black man right there.
A black Jamaican would be, not a South Asian Jamaican.
I said that's a black man right there. Jamaican. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, we being real technical on what Kamala is, but in actuality, we would say that's a black man right there. Like, just on an everyday, if she was walking down the street, you know what I mean, and you didn't know her from nobody, you know what I mean, you would say that's a black woman.
I don't know what she is. She don't look black, but I mean, again,
you know what I mean.
We know she could be. She's not pale. I guess
you said she don't look black.
We seen her walking down the street.
I said she's not pale.
I mean? And somebody said describe that woman. You know what I mean? More like
she was black.
Black woman.
You say she was black just from looking at her. I would agree.
That's my point. You know what I mean? And if we seen a Jamaican walking down the street, we would say that's a black man. You know what I mean? And they wasn't dressed up in his Jamaican garb, or African. If he wasn't dressed up in his African garb and he's walking down the street, we downtown, that's a black man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now all of a sudden we getting caught up into this argument.
Somebody ain't black enough.
She is.
You ain't black enough.
Like, the fuck that make a difference, really?
I don't know what she is. It don't matter to me.
And then not only that, but 2 weeks ago you was finna vote for a white man.
Hey, but what I was about to say, but if you look back at the Republican Party, though, they have no policy. Like, since Reagan was in office, you know what I'm saying? And he had that trickle down economy shit. But other than that, Republicans really, like, if you even go back to damn near Gerald Ford and Nixon, Republicans really don't have no policy, man. And see, that's one thing I had to learn, is because I felt like a lot of people like, damn, the Democrats ain't giving us what we want. But the thing about it is not about equality, it's about policy. You understand what I'm saying? And the Democrats, they do have some policies that work. Like, I truly believe in social safety nets. You know what I'm saying? I be telling a lot of white people that, you know, they call them handouts, but it's not a handout, because you could work these 60, 70 hours a week, but you fuck around and have a stroke or something like that, you can't work no more. Now you got to go with your hand out looking for a social safety network. You know, like, I be out here in West Bend and Eden and Campbellsport and Kewaskum and them places. Man, these white folks be having them motherfuckers, what you call them, them EBT cards, them Quest cards like a motherfucker. And they be ashamed to use it, but you know what I'm saying? Like, why you ashamed? You getting it, you know what I'm saying? And the sad part about it though, white people, that's what I'm wondering. Okay, say if Trump win. We know how to make it. But white people are looking at it like it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be hard on us. But like if you go through Kentucky, man, Kentucky look like Africa damn near. Like when they be showing those rural villages and countries over there, Kentucky is terrible, man. You know, some parts of Mississippi and them white folks is poor. You hear me? Not poor, they are poor. You know, they don't have health care. They not working. The only thing they are surviving on is social safety networks, government assistance. And that's what kills me about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they make it seem like we just the ones that are accepting these social safety networks that's coming from the government. But by their population being more than us, it's a lot more of them that are dependent upon it. And believe it or not, you go on Woodman's, you see the Jews up in there. You know what I'm saying? His wife get it. It was even a trick that these motherfuckers was doing. Like my girl, right? She paying for her son to go to Alabama A&M, kicking her in the ass. You know, the white people in Illinois, they had a scam going on, a ring, where motherfuckers was saying their kids was homeless so they could get their Pfizer, whatever you call that shit. You know what I'm saying? When you get the financial aid. You know, so white people, they just be having oh man, this is like you kicking a motherfucker in the face, you know what I'm saying? When you just be listening to them motherfuckers, and they the biggest lawbreakers it is. But Rail, you should have broke that shit down about how a white person could tell you they're more African than we are because they're from South Africa, but they're Afrikaners. And we also got to remember about Jamaica, that Jamaica was colonialized by the British, just like India was colonialized by the British. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes we got to know our history, and that's when Ken be like, man, fuck that slavery shit, man. We out of that shit. But we got to know our history to
Hold on. Don't throw it. Wait, no. Don't throw that out there like that. That's irresponsible. That is irresponsible for you to say. Kev be like, fuck that slavery shit. No, don't say. What I tell black people is know about it, but don't get hung on it. Know about it, but I don't want to. I don't need for you to bring that shit up every time. Man, I got a jaywalking ticket for walking across the street. It's because we were slaves. Like, that shit annoys me. That's a personal pet peeve, but I'm not in any form or shape saying don't learn about it or don't understand it. I totally understand it. But I'm just saying, don't do that. Don't do that.
I had an argument with a friend of mine today about that. And he kind of like you guys be, when y'all be like, well, we need to hold our black people accountable and this, that, and other, and blah, 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 this, and blah, 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 that. And look at you, you made it, and this, that, and other, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. But I also understand about the, what you call that? The post-traumatic slave syndrome. You understand? I said a lot of us suffer from it, man. And like, regardless of
a lot of us is just lazy. Stop with that. Please stop with that. Please stop with that. Listen,
we gotta just stop giving excuses to each other and start making each other be accountable. That's what it's all about.
You know how high illiteracy is in our community? It's very high.
Oh,
that means people ain't going back reading books about that shit. They're not doing the history. They don't even know it happened. They heard about it. They was at a Black History program. They're living their lives counterproductively. You're choosing not to have integrity. You're choosing to be a pariah in your community. You don't just wake up one day and be like, man, we about to go steal a car and kill some motherfuckers. Oh, is this right or wrong? You know what the fuck you're doing is wrong. You're not doing that because your great-great-grandmother was a slave. Fuck it, my great-great-grandmother. And some of us are so far removed from that shit. We're traumatized by our community. Our community traumatizes us.
And how did our community get fucked up where we had to live in certain neighborhoods, weren't able to have certain jobs?
God damn, here we go.
You understand what I'm saying? No, that's the
well, you right, Dion. Hey, you right, Dion. You know what I'm saying? It all stems from something. But I think the difference is, like, you talking about where it come from and where we looking at it at. We looking at the solution. Like, where do we go from here? It's time to stop using that stuff as excuses and start figuring out what to do now. You know what I mean? So we saying the same thing. It's just that you looking at the root of it. What caused it all? We get that part. You know what I mean? We understand it. We know we went through slavery. We know it's a whole lot of post-traumatic slavery disorder going on. You know what I mean? Syndromes going on out here with our people. It's just time to say, you know what? We know this stuff is going on. We got to start working at it within ourselves. We got to start finding out how are we traumatized by that shit and start figuring out how to get past it and what to do next.
We've been fucked up from 1619, if that's what we're going to say, when the first slaves came over here in Jamestown, Virginia, all the way to present day. How can you fix that?
First you got to figure out. First you got to find out. First you got to find out how did it hurt.
When we see women get murdered because of their skin color, when we see women get murdered because of their skin color.
1619?
Yeah, 1619.
You know how you get over that? You know how you get over that?
How can you get over that?
You know how you get over it? By raising your children, being a man in your community, being a person who contributes and doesn't take away. There's conscious ways to overcome that, as opposed to wallowing in 16. I wish a motherfucker would complain about 1619 to me in 2024. What happened to that sister was tragic. It was the latest example of the rampant racism that has invaded law enforcement and the United States military. But that shit ain't got nothing to do with happening in 1619. That happened in 2024. We got to deal with the world for how it is now. And right now you have just a little bit more leeway to make a difference than we once did. Are we taking advantage of that leeway? How much power are we seizing as opposed to how much we giving up? It's a question that listen, Martin Luther King was assassinated in 1968. How long ago was that? That's over 50 years, right? As a black person, are you still traumatized by Martin Luther King's assassination? You traumatized?
Hell yeah, I'm still traumatized.
Come on, you traumatized by it?
I'm traumatized by George Floyd assassination too.
Are you? It's 50 years. What lessons did we learn from Martin Luther King being murdered? Because we didn't learn that.
The FBI might have been involved.
Our government was complicit, right? Surprise, surprise. The government conspired against black people.
Right.
Because none of us were in positions to counter it.
Leverage.
Hey, you get past the trauma by figuring out why, finding the why. Why did it happen? You know what I mean? You figure that out to understand it. And this is how you get past the trauma. You figure, okay, we went through the slavery and all that stuff. Okay, we understand why it happened. Now we can start working to get past it. You know what I mean? Fuck that shit, man. I'm not finna let them change hold. See, and this is one of the things when they talk about how we still got the chains on our brain. They still have us enslaved because we still holding on to that shit and letting it hold us down, letting it hold us back. You know, we got to get past it and figure out, okay, why did it happen? We understand why. Now I'm finna break these curses that's in me, how I'm traumatized from that shit. I'm gonna break these curses so it don't trickle down to my kids. You know what I mean? This is why you got to get past it so you can figure this shit out for your kids, man.
Hold on, I gotta finish this chat room because I ain't even been up to speed the whole night. This is Ace Cooley says, bull, the community gonna stay fucked up because the system is set up for us to fail. We just someone to blame and use it at everybody's. He said, we just want someone to blame and use everybody's convenience. At the end of the day, there's no nationality that hasn't come from over here and taken advantage of foundational Black Americans. We are a community. Jesse says, let me see. We are the only people that had whole laws passed to keep us from reading and writing, which means illiterate. Didn't the Native Americans have the same kind of thing? I mean, I don't know. Asians were put in internment camps. Are they still traumatized for it? Or are they progressing in this country? Asians progressing. Hmong were run totally out of Asia. Are they traumatized by it?
And they were given asylum by the United States to helping them during the Vietnam War.
Yeah, but are they traumatized? I just looked. They just had a party across the street from me the other day. They live across the street. They was chilling like a motherfucker. Not an incident. That's like the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th event I watched them have. That was for them. Nobody went to jail. No police was called. Did nobody get their ass whooped? They you talking about getting run out of Vietnam? Hell yeah, they got asylum if you understand what that shit was really about Ho Chi Minh and all them dudes, Cambodia coming through there cutting heads off, putting them on poles. So they should have got some asylum from somewhere, but they ain't traumatized by it. They got a whole school and a grocery store. They buying up clubs over here. They already got a restaurant. They ain't sitting around talking about.
It may have been traumatized by it.
They might still be, but they moving forward.
Exactly. That's why I said they may have been traumatized.
I ain't seen no police shoot no Asian in the face. I ain't seen no police stand on no Asian neck. I ain't seen no police harass a black boy for walking across the street because they say he didn't walk in the crosswalk.
The
Man,
police
was they traumatized?
And they just passed the anti-Asian hate bill. So if you fuck with them, you gonna go to jail. And they gonna hit you with that.
Are they traumatized by that? I mean, once again,
I don't know. I don't talk to Asians.
Okay, so you really can't speak on them.
Down.
If you don't know, then you can't say.
I can ask my neighbor the next time he bring me some of his shit from his garden.
But how can you compare an Asian living over there in Vietnam and Laos and helping the Americans fight the Vietnamese compared to seeing us getting hanged in the middle of the street and they going to have a picnic?
They weren't all helping us. They wasn't all helping us. They was caught in the crossfire. That's why they got ran off. It wasn't helping us.
Wait, hold on. And they removing black people's body parts and taking them and making that of them. And then you see black man walking down the street, they kicking him all in the ass, spitting on him. You understand what I'm saying? You in the house and they come in there and rape your wife and you can't do nothing about it and walk out of there and say, yeah, go clean her up in there. Man, come on, man. But I feel y'all, though. I feel y'all. We ain't got no trauma. We ain't got no trauma.
No, you don't feel us because what you're saying is not a fair summation of our conversation. You're not feeling us because you're saying still, you're trying to paint us as some people who don't understand our own trauma. What we're telling you, hold on. What we're telling you is it takes for an individual to go inside themselves and decide, I'm going to move on. If you have a whole community of people who are saying, I ain't moving on, I'm wallowing in this shit, it's going to be a fucked up community. There are a lot of black people who have chosen to say, I understand where I come from. I understand what their intention for us in this country was, is, and has always been. Ain't nobody dismissing none of the shit that happened to black people. Nobody's dismissing, nobody's minimalizing that. Ain't nobody saying it didn't happen. What we're saying is, what are we going to do right now? Because we're wasting time talking about yesterday when we should be talking about tomorrow. We ain't never talking about tomorrow.
Yesterday affected today.
Okay, well, I tell you what, anybody who chooses, because you're welcome to have that perspective. Like, listen, that's your life. I don't shit when you eat. And you're welcome to do that. But the most progressive black people that I've been around don't waste a whole lot of time worrying about the past. They worry about the present and the future. Like, this is what I got to do today so tomorrow can be better than yesterday. Those are, if it's a person who's just constantly, and if I meet anybody who was traumatized and they tell me their story and it was sad, I say, damn, that's fucked up that happened to you. And then I see them the next day and they tell me the same story. And then I see them 2 weeks from then and they tell me the same story. When I see them a month, they tell me the same story. I'm like, damn, bro, I get it, but get you some help. You can get help to deal with this.
The killing part about it, it was genetically passed through. So a lot of us don't even know why we dysfunctional. You know, like when we see shit fucked up in the crib or we see the fathers leaving the house, we don't understand that. And then
that's why we telling them.
Oh, then we got the white people saying, oh, y'all not good dads. Y'all this, y'all that, y'all prone to crime, y'all this. But this is something that's genetically that flows through my black skin, that's in my blood. And I had to, like you say, yeah, I could break the curse, true enough, but everybody can't do it.
Then
we'll sit back.
But if you ain't seeking help, that's like a sick person not seeking help. If you sick, go to the doctor.
Everybody don't know they sick.
Everybody, come on, man.
It's us right here on the show telling them they sick, Dion.
And we're not the only ones.
Like in an everyday conversation when we talk about mental health and all that type of stuff, this is how you know if you got this problem. You know what I mean? And most of us do got some kind of mental health problem. We make
whole rap songs and movies about the struggle in the ghetto, in the community, the conditions that people grow up in. How the fuck you don't know? That's some other bullshit. People who are poor, they know what they doing is wrong. They know that shit is fucked up.
No, they don't. But they don't understand that they was proponed to self-destruction. They don't understand that. And like you said, we talk to them, they be like, fuck that Malcolm X shit. Fuck that Martin Luther King shit. Like you told me one time, a lot of people don't even understand where we come from. They don't even understand it.
It's our job to teach. Because we know they don't know it.
It's one of those circular conversations. And that's why I don't engage. I don't engage with people a lot.
Deep because it ain't going nowhere.
Well, it's stuck in place, so it's digging up the ground.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It ain't getting deep. It ain't going nowhere.
Well, let me see this now. He says there are shows that will kick you off for stating that. I've been muted, blocked, deleted from Democratic media platforms out in Denver. I've been blocked by Roland Martin, for instance. At the end of the day, this and you ain't wrong. I mean, shit, ain't nobody fucking with me because I'm up here right now saying our mayor's an idiot. You know how many black platforms ain't gonna fuck with me? Because they won't favor from him. I don't want shit from him. I'm gonna tell the truth. When we talk about we're not Republicans or Democrats, I'm here to personally guarantee everybody out there listening, our show has been passed over for several different platforms because I say we're not Republicans, we're not Democrats. Anybody can get it. Crickets. No, I don't care how much they would sweat me before. As soon as I tell them that, as soon as I tell other black people, no, I think black people should stray away from the two-party system. Oh, shit, we can't put them on. So I get it. When you speak the truth, a lot of times that's what they do to you. A says, at the end of the day, shit ain't finna change until we clean up our own community. He said they're about to have AR serving food like the Jetsons. A said, go on to J&J's and get y'all some Taliban chicken. I stopped going because the wings got smaller and smaller. They look like pigeon wings after a while.
And they dry.
Says called magic
that old
carpet.
Dirty ass grease.
Mama Jenkins said Bishop Darrell Hines. Yeah, he secured that. He secured that money with the Republicans to get the control of the faith-based initiative money. He said on a final note, Kamala, she is not offering anything to us in policy, but we expected to vote for her because she's a Democrat and a black adjacent woman who started in 2020. Okay. Once again, vote for her or don't. Like, honestly, I'm not, my thighs ain't gonna be chafed because you don't vote for Kamala. Like, I promise you, I'm not gonna be traumatized by it. Why? Because I was brought into this game under Reagan. My parents showed me how to survive under Reaganomics, in which we understood that whoever's sitting in the White House ain't gonna be no good for us. I go into no presidential elections thinking that this is gonna benefit me personally. I don't. And so I'm not. If Kamala don't get elected, I'm gonna pack up and say, "Oh shit, we better head towards the mountains." Nah, I already put my flag down. This is what we fighting for. This is where we at. Because I know people who run to other states and find out the shit is worse over there. Like, damn, I could have stayed in Milwaukee and dealt with the Kia boys besides this shit. A said it would be that clown. He said Lord Jamar would be great too. Lord Jamar, he cracks me up, but he kicks a lot of knowledge. Said Kamar and Courtney, did you two see the guy having his chick wearing a pillow? I swear he is beating her. Did you two see your guy? See your guy having his chick. Who's had his girl wearing who's wearing a pillow? Tiarsha? Or not? Is that Tiarsha who said? Yeah, that was Tiarsha. I want to make sure I said it right. Said I was also recommend K Reno and Scarface to speak to the president. I don't know as much as I love Face. I just like for him to just keep rapping. I don't know that I want him to talk to the president. I had to choose my representative. I love for the minister to talk to the president.
I would trust Scarface to talk to the president.
I don't know where Scarface's head at, and I don't know how much child support he owes. Because I know at one point he was having an issue with it. So I don't know if he, sell us up. And Trump said, I know about your kids.
I'm just saying that because I know he get political. The ghetto boys political. They were political back in the day. And so I know he's lived his life like that. So I think he will have some kind of sense on what to say.
Maybe Willie D?
Willie D too. I would trust him also.
He said, why are you just reading that other chat?
However, I wouldn't trust Bushwick.
I'm reading as fast as I can, y'all.
Bushwick dead, bro.
Yeah, Bushwick is gone.
I still wouldn't have trusted him to talk to the president.
I still can't post in the people. I thought I changed it, Jesse. I don't know, man. Let me go. I said, what the fuck is a Jamaican coolie? Who was that? Rail explaining that? What's a Jamaican coolie?
I ain't saying that to disrespect Wick or nothing.
I know that wasn't me.
Okay, somebody said it. Said that part, Rail, there's a lot of Asians there in Jamaica. He said not a race or ethnicity. I'm just going down the line because we got to close shop. Tiarsha says that tell that Jesse person, the Klan leader, when he was president, he was starting shit with the Koreans and the Chinese people, and he didn't stop the virus from spreading. He had the playbook to stop it, but he tossed it to the side because he thought it was a hoax. He told some of you to drink bleach and Lysol. I'm sorry. He said that's because India was colonized. I ain't got time to read all this shit, y'all. Sorry. If some of your comments don't get read, excusez-moi, because we don't got that much time. Said you go to California, you see Hmong Crips. I mean, they got their problems in their community too. There's drug abuse. There's domestic violence. They have a real epidemic with fathers. The only thing is that their community is so closely knit. When one father leaves, other families kind of step in. Let me see. The past is the best indication of the future. Let me see. Tiasha said Kanye had his chick wearing. Oh, Kanye had his girl. Oh, okay. She was talking about Kanye, Kamar. She said y'all guy. That's why she said y'all guy, because I guess Kanye had his girl wear. Okay. He said Tiasha stop drinking the Democratic Kool-Aid. Is that Kool-Aid what she said? I thought what she said was pretty. Whoa. See, that's what I'm saying. Black conversation gets divisive. It gets divisive very quickly. And then we start going at each other in the wrong way.
Hey, shit, I was called a Republican troll.
That type of shit, right? Got all up in you. No Diddy. I've been called everything, man. It don't really bother me. Because a lot of people who say shit to me don't know me anyways. Right. So they have no real clue of what I done been through or what I've done or what I've accomplished or anything. So I don't take it like that. Like you think, fuck you, Kev. I'm like, you right. Like, fuck me, dog. Like, I don't have an issue with that. I did want to talk about the Boule. My daughter, who is a Zeta, they had their Zeta convention and Kamala was there. Along with a lot of other celebrities, because she called me like, Daddy, Big Daddy Kane is performing. I'm gonna tell him you love him, right? But she's a Zeta, right? And I've talked a lot of stuff about the Black Boule and the Talented 10th and these Greek organizations, the Divine Nine, if you will. I've seen some accusations made against the Divine Nine, saying that they have been slaves for Kamala and they were going particularly at the Zetas because she was at their convention. When the thing when I spoke with my daughter about her decision to become part of one of these organizations was that if she understood what she was doing, if she understood what the purpose was, if she understood who the organization was and the history of the organization, I didn't have a problem with her doing it as long as she didn't have to become somebody other than herself. And it's really for her about unity amongst Black women, and she enjoys being with other Black women of the same kind of like it's no sexy reds. It's no lottos. It's none of them. It's women. They call themselves finer women. And so, yeah, my daughter was there. I put up a dope video of her doing her stroll. And I don't give a fuck who likes it. And I don't give a fuck that Kamala Harris was there. Right? I don't. And it was the Boule. And I know I've talked a lot of shit about the Boule. So that's why I said, when you say fuck Kev, I say fuck Kev too. Because as soon as my daughter joined, I said, that's the shit. Right? So I was hating before. Kamar, you got your event coming up this weekend.
Yeah, Wellness Our Way. This Saturday at the Sherman Phoenix from 10 to 2 is going design. Emotional intelligence, Rail in the building. We got EPU security. He's going down. Man, listen, we popping. We got pardons and expungements again this month. Fellas loved it last month, so he said he wanted to come back. So he's back. Doyle Spruer is in the building.
Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to be there, but I wish y'all Godspeed, as they say. I hope people come out and support. Y'all get down, support this man, support this event. It's very, very pivotal.
I'm coming to talk some shit and look at some booty.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Well, we know what the rest of y'all. a week is gonna be like. She said you this TR, she said you gave your daughter great advice. Jesse says, yep, the divine nine pray to a demonic god. Each one has their own god or deity they pray to. A sister was on Phil Scott show explaining it. He said, look it up. You know what? In my conversations with my baby girl, she hasn't told me that. If she does that, if that's what she's into, she's doing it secretly. She's still, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I know my daughter well enough to know how she was raised, and she's been in the church, and we've had conversations about her still understanding and believing in things that she always has, and that didn't switch it. So maybe they do, some do. I don't know about that. If I seen my daughter moving in that direction, I'd have a problem with it. We definitely have a discussion. What I've noticed from her is enjoying the camaraderie of being around other educated Black women who are driven to succeed, as in her age group from all over the country. I've seen her enjoying the what do they call it? What do they call it? With the whole thing, the whole ceremony. I've seen her enjoying all of that, like the whole revelry.
The pledge.
No, just all of that. Like when they get together, like they had this convention, she had a bunch of fun, and it was just about all of the pageantry, all of the way that they were treated, the way they came together. As soon as she said, Dad, there ain't no God, his name is Phi Beta John or some shit like that, I was like, girl, you're your goddamn mind. So once again, what are we gonna do? Like, if my choice, I'd rather see her pursuing something like this than saying, Dad, I'm gonna be a rapper, and I'm gonna be a hot girl, and I'm a badass bitch, and all this. I'd rather see her trying to build something positive. So it hasn't gotten demonic yet for mine. That's all I can say about that shit. It hasn't. Rail, you getting out to some fest? Oh, you're gonna be at the event this weekend too. I was about to say what you're gonna do, but you're gonna be down there. Tell the people about what you're gonna be doing.
Oh, I'll be vending. You know, have my book, 12 Steps to Becoming Your Own Dope, as well as my gratitude journals. And then I'll be teaching the emotional intelligence class.
Okay. Let me see. He says, like Deltas pray to Minerva. I think that's the name of the deity. And A says, yeah, each one of the Divine Nine Greek organizations have a Greek god that they pray to. It's like a form. Are either one of you in an organization?
No.
I don't like rules.
I'm talking about them. I'm talking about Jesse and Ace.
They hear about things, though, kid. Right. They hear.
All right. Okay, so if I wanted to hear the biggest laugh in the world, and I'm gonna do this as soon as we get off the air, I'm gonna call my daughter. I'm gonna say, yeah, baby girl, you didn't tell me you up there worshiping Baphomet and the devil and all this and Greek gods through this sorority. And I want to hear what she's gonna say. I promise to tell y'all what her response is. If she say, yeah, Dad, that's part of it, we're gonna have an issue. If she say, Dad, that is the stupidest thing, which I'm anticipating her saying, I'm not into that, Dad. You know that's not what I'm doing. We'll have a real life conversation. I'm gonna be honest and transparent about what
she might not be on that level yet, though.
She might not.
It's
be.
almost like the
like 33rd degree. She got
yeah.
But the thing about a Mason in the 33rd degree is he's not gonna tell you anything. So how the fuck do you know?
Right.
That's true.
See what I'm saying? Like, it go up to, or somebody who was even in the meeting and ask, go up to a Mason period and ask them anything. They're gonna say, no. Okay, I'm not telling you that. You're not a Mason. So, once again, Earl Henny said all of my educated, they gang members. Okay, he said I'm in the Community Revolution Progress Organization. No, he said I'm in the Community Revolution in Progress Organization. Okay, she said no, they are not, because I've never ever heard of any Deltas praying to anything. He said, nigga, I watch his YouTube a lot. There you go.
Hey.
That's probably the white part. That's probably the white people.
No, that's how he found out, Dion. He watches YouTube a lot.
They make sacrifices.
Okay. Hey, man, listen, we'll be back on. This is Monday, right? We'll be back on Wednesday. Yeah, I don't know why I asked y'all about the end of the week and nobody didn't tell me, Kev, this ain't Wednesday. But it's good to know Kamar gonna have. It's good. Kamar gonna have wellness. We start putting it out there early. Get down to wellness our way this weekend. But other than that, man, I'm gonna let y'all go. We started a little bit late, so I ran a little bit late. One thing you gotta understand is I appreciate your contribution to the show, no matter what it was. You're not dealing with a person who just wants everybody to agree with me. I promise I'm not. As a matter of fact, I encourage you to have your own kind of thoughts and your own. The only thing I would tell you is to always understand that no matter what you know, you got to build on it. You can think you have the deepest understanding of understandings, and then you realize there's a whole nother level to it, right? Always be striving to hit those levels, man. Try and make yourself as mentally fit and capable as possible. And I'm standing on the statement that if you're dealing with any kind of trauma, any kind of mental, incapacities, or you're dealing with something that you just can't get over, the first thing you need to do is admit it and then deal with it. Right? I think Kamar used to say you got to reveal it to heal it. Right? So if you're gonna sit on it and just let it fester, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna be way worse before it get better. I'm just the type of person that I've dealt with so much in my life. It's always required me to move on. It's always required for me to be strong. It's always required for me to say, hey man, I got to stay focused or I'm gonna lose it. Some people ain't on that. I understand that, right? Some people that's not how they look at life. The times in my life when I've been broke and struggling the most, the thing about me is I always said, I got to do better than this. That's what I told myself consistently all day long. I got to do better than this. I'm struggling. This is not the way I want to live my life. I got to aspire to do better. And then there's certain changes that you got to make to actually do better, right? That's what we need to invest in. As opposed to just sitting around doing nothing and talking all the time and never getting involved with shit. And that creates a situation where your criticism of the community outweighs your contribution. And then some people would refer to you as a coon. So I will see you Wednesday, man. Peace and love. Keep your head on the swivel. 414, stand up. Go for it up.
All right, yeah.
What an ass.